Oh yeah, I'll be getting new glasses soon. Very excited.
Nice.
Went to
I
the
got
eye
all my
doctor already.
I got all my shit done last night at work, which was nice. I didn't get home till like 4 a.m,
But you got everything done.
so I don't have to go back another weekend, which makes me happy.
Especially because we had 2 shows on Saturday.
Here's the thing, but like also like I moved all my shit to the weekend because I don't work weekends, and then it's like, yeah, but to get this done, you're gonna have to work the weekend. And I'm like, can't somebody else do it? And they're like,
It's
well,
like, nobody else,
like,
guys.
whatever.
Anybody?
Fine. Can't complain about 7 hours of overtime, I guess.
I mean, you could if you really wanted to.
Yeah, no, trust me, I have. I'm one of those people who's like, even though I make good money, so I can spend less time at work and more time at home. Yeah. Whereas there are a lot of people out there who make good money and they're like, I'm going to spend all my time at work because I make good money to make even better money. And it's like, I'd much rather be at home enjoying myself and making enough to sustain the livelihood that I have and get as much time away from this place as possible than spend all of my time there and not enjoy any of the money I'm making.
What a fucking mood. As I work a 3-day week this week.
Oops. I feel that as somebody who spent the majority of their 20s chasing $1 to in return, like, miss birthdays and graduations and funerals and holidays and, all of that. I don't ever want to have to go back to that lifestyle.
Fair.
He just came here to whip his dick out and leave. I need to have a conversation with this man about all the shit talking he was doing about me, making a bag. Because it's not like I was like, hey, I want to ask my girlfriend to get engaged. I'm not going to show up for a month straight so I can plan one night. That didn't happen. I think I could count on one hand, Vince, the number of times I have been off this year, maybe 2. I think I've taken a little more time off this year than normal, but probably one hand, the number of episodes that I have missed this year. I can count on one hand the number of episodes you missed in a month, motherfucker.
Ooh, got him.
Just taking stray shots at me. I'm Luke Cage. I'm bulletproof. You go ahead, take all the shots you need, bud.
Hey, I still
love you.
Try to defend your honor.
You did, Captain America, with your little shield over there blocking shots for me. I appreciate it.
That's me.
From what I've heard of the show, though, last night it was great. You guys did a good job, so I laughed. I had a good time.
It was a good show.
Yeah, we had some chuckles.
Speaking of which,
yeah.
Ow. So, like, I'm thinking the way we'll do it now is do the intro, hi, blah, 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 blah. And then any Katie horror news that she has. This time I figured not only what you just dropped, but then we could also talk about like the Scream 7 debacle a little bit.
Okay.
Since you're wearing your Scream shirt, and if Will is unaware, we can inform him on what's going on.
See, this is just like Creatia. I just blind react to everything, and we just talk.
I do have 2 other things that I saw.
Okay.
Or 2. So. See, look at me. I take notes for stuffs.
I like the idea of doing an episode of Smash or Pass for trailers, having you guys smash them, and then going and actually watching the movies, like following up on the movies.
Yeah.
So, okay. I really like and we went with the 2 trailers that the one that Katie most seemed to like, which was Wishmaster, and the one that both of you favorably reacted to in Burying the X. So that's why I went with these, because I knew you 2 were going to be here for sure.
Well, I'm always here. This is part of my show.
Katie's like, I will take off Smack and Raw. I am not missing a getting off.
Nice. Well, Sunday nights are usually... Listen, I don't usually do things at midnight on the weekends because reasons, but like Sundays, no, I usually sit in my house and ponder my life and maybe play a game or 2. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, my thought was like, even though these are kind of obscure horror movies a little bit, I think Wishmaster is a little more popular than maybe Burying the X was, but
Yeah.
Despite being, I want to pay off the listeners. Like if you guys sat through that entire debacle of my headset issue as we were struggling to watch, I want to pay you guys off by like, all right, yeah. So they smashed these trailers. Now they've watched the movies. Did the movies correspond? So,
What the fuck what is Tommy's picture?
It's a South Park character.
Yeah, it's a South Park character.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Do you think your South Park character would date Tommy's South Park character?
Only if he spoke Spanish.
Only if he spoke Spanish. He looks like he speaks Spanish.
He looks like he speaks Spanish. I don't know. I haven't seen my South Park character in a while. Like, I just don't remember what she looks like.
Okay, first off, when it comes to getting off, there is no welcome back, Tommy. Yes, I may have missed an episode yesterday. That's okay. It happens. You guys only got like what, 2 more weeks? I think 2 more weeks of smacking her raw, and then we're off for 2 weeks. Yeah,
I think that's what you said.
And 1 more getting off. So for the year, for 2023, 1 more getting off. All right, let's run this fucking intro. Let's go. Katie, you can get rid of the thingy. Yeah, you're the best. 3. Hello and welcome to episode 23 of your #1 horror podcast on Pornhub, Getting Off. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and I'm here with my co-hosts this evening. She is host of the Sheely Showcase, Inside the Mind of In the Crowd, and Storytime with Ms. Katie Kinsey Bay.
Hey.
And there were a bunch of other nicknames too. Vince said some stuff like "Salt to Step on Me," hardest working woman in podcasting today is something that Riq likes to do. Goddess of the Gangland is a J-Land one. I think that's my favorite.
Yeah, Jalen really spoke that one into existence, didn't he?
He really did.
He really did.
And joining us today, of course, he is the purveyor of Botch Bots and Chair Shots, host of Botch Bots and Chair Shots, and purveyor of Rivet City Radio. He is a chef by trade, a mark by choice, one half of the DP Bros, despite the fact that neither of us are drinking DP today. We both have it right here. The Will Gray. What's up, Willie?
I'm well, Willie. You know, the only person on the planet who calls me Willie is my granny.
Really?
My grandmother,
so Matt,
my mother, my maternal grandmother, my mom's mom, my granny, as it were, calls me Wee Willie.
Oh.
And I swear to God, if any of you start calling me Wee Willie.
Oh, Wee Willie.
Listen, I won't call you Wee Willie, but I think I'm going to start calling you Willie. I also like Billiam.
Billiam, I let Billiam slide because I love you, and I would let Willie slide because I love you, because you're on a short list.
I bet you'd let Willie slide because you love me.
I would let my Willie slide in places for you.
I'm not even needed. I guess I'll see you guys.
You are needed, Katie, because we're introducing something new this week to the Getting Off podcast. Just 2 weeks before the end of the year, we are going to start talking horror movie news when we have it. When there is some, Katie, we have a group chat. Katie frequently just says, "Oh, hey, I saw this," hey, and just drops articles and shit. Normally, I cover them on the Creation Conversation, and we might still cover some of these, but a lot of it, sometimes gets left over. There's a lot of nerdy news out there. I'm not hosting every day. So, Katie, without further ado, it's newsy time. Horror style.
Whoa. Crazy. So many shows, but in one. I'll start with the one that sparked this, I guess. We talked and have on the show before. We've talked Evil Dead. We love the 2013. We love Evil Dead Rises. Bruce Campbell, the Bruce Campbell, Ash, for those who aren't aware, in that universe, said we're going to be getting Evil Dead movies more frequently now. So not every fucking decade like we were before. No. He said like every 2 to 3 years, depending. Fucking sign me up. Let's go. Come on.
The thing I love the most about this is how we did an Evil Dead review, and the original trilogy featuring Bruce Campbell, you and
awful.
Riq absolutely hated.
Because they're god fucking awful.
However, with Evil Dead 2013 and Evil Dead Rise, which I pushed Evil Dead. I'm a bit of a pusher. I pushed Evil Dead 2013 on you guys. I was like, I love this movie. You have to watch this movie. But
you showed us that first scene, and that's what did it.
Will got a haircut. I shaved my mustache because it got too long, and things are happening. I pushed Evil Dead 2013 on you guys. You guys loved it. You guys loved Evil Dead Rise. Riq mentioned it last episode, how I've turned his opinion on the franchise around. We saw that there are at least 3 books in Evil Dead Rise, and we only saw 1. I personally have a theory about how the Necronomicon can tie an entire horror universe together, and there is an episode of that available if you go back in the archives. Not on audio, but it is on video over at youtube.com. Check out Slasherverse.
I have the privilege of seeing that come to fruition via a Google Doc, which I did just go back and look over the other day. I just had a curiosity. I was skimming it, and I was like, "Oh, it's so cool."
Will's in the chat talking. Yeah.
I read every time Sammy comes in anywhere. She could be in a TikTok live, somebody else's show, my show, your show, anywhere. I'm gonna flirt with Sammy.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, if Allison doesn't mind, you do whatever you need to do. I, on the other hand, know if my wife caught me flirting with any female other than her on the show, I would be castrated. I've already been told I'm not allowed to talk about us having sex on the air anymore, which it's funny because Will, we had our chat before the show the other day.
Yeah.
And I went and I told her about it, and she got all mad at me. I'm like, it was pre-show stuff. Will figured it out by the look on my face. I didn't go on air and say that we had sex, even though now I'm talking about it on air, so people will know that in the last week it happened. I'm like, it was cool, but I told her what we talked about. And she goes, actually, yeah, no, that makes sense,
Yeah.
So mornings.
Yeah.
Wait, Tommy, I encourage flirting in the chat. 100% encourage it.
It's like an AIM chat room from 2002.
ASL. Katie, what else you got? News and rumors?
Don't you dare. Well, okay, so it's the bigger one of the other stuff I have because the other stuff's just small. Scream 7 is fucked. What is basically Melissa, I don't remember how to pronounce her last name.
Barrera.
Yeah. One of the two. We knew her as the lead of the past 2 films. She was our girl. She was the new Sydney. And she was talking about how genocide's not cool in more words than that, but basically saying that. And Spyglass fired her because of it. And then so that happened, and people were pissed, and she was like, I'm still gonna stick out for myself because fuck you guys. The director, I think it was the director, even said, this wasn't me. He was like, I had no say in this. This was higher up. I couldn't do anything about it. And then they're like, oh, well, due to scheduling conflicts, it's in quotes, Jenna Ortega also can't be in Scream 7. No. She said, fuck this. I'm sticking with my girl. I don't want to be in this shit.
It's that, or I also heard a rumor that it was a money dispute and how much she needed to be paid, which again was why Sydney wasn't in 6. Now we love 6,
yes,
despite the fact that it was fucked up what they did to Sydney. not
Yeah.
paying her worth. And I've also heard rumors that Sydney might not even be in 7. So now you're going to do 7 without Sydney, who was supposed to come back, without the two main components of the core 4, the two sisters, the leads of the core 4. So what the fuck is this movie going to be? Because
I've seen that they want to literally
Reboot?
reboot the franchise again. No.
No,
Should I bring this up to Matthew Lillard when I meet him on Friday?
you
Yes.
absolutely should.
You
No,
should
I will have a
1000%
heart
ask
attack.
him.
I'm already scared enough
Are you wearing
because I
that
love
shirt?
that man. No, I have another one. And then on Sunday, I have a picture with him and Skeet together, and I'm gonna wear my Ghostface jersey that I have.
See, what you
So-
should do is, I know it's short notice, you probably won't be able to, but I know someone in your family can screen print shirts. You should get a picture of Matthew Lillard from Scream as, like, you know, his version of the ghost face. It says "I Scream for," and then Matthew Lillard in the picture.
I
Yeah.
should. I might have to talk to my sister.
See if you can get that done.
I can figure this out. Or I want a picture of him when he's like on the phone crying. My mom's gonna be so mad at me. It's my favorite part of the movie.
Will, what are your thoughts on you know, all of this?
So, as a late bloomer, meaning I remember watching the first 3 Screams because they were young, you know, and I remember coming out, they were awesome. I didn't watch the series until recently when I went and saw 6, and then we rewatched 4, 5, and 6. So, listening to what's happening, what I'm afraid of, and you'll understand this reference, is don't get Fast and the Furious syndrome. Don't just keep making movies because you can make movies. If you can't get your core crew together, then wait until you can to make the movie. The core 4, as it were, you know. But still, if you can eventually get them together, why not wait? You don't have to make 7 a year later. This isn't Madden. This isn't 2K23. Like, you don't have to release a movie every year. Wait till you get your fucking team back and then put out your A list instead of getting your B team together and paying Sydney to come back.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
we talked about this on Creation, Matt. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Katie. If you
That's
think about, you know, like losses in business, you lose 2 people, so you bring back Sydney. Does Sydney bring enough draw to replace the 2 people they're losing from their crew? And I don't think so. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Turning my
Now-
space heater off because I'm freezing in like 50-degree weather, Chicago.
Katie eloquently danced around why Melissa was released from Spyglass. Essentially,
yeah.
she spoke out about the situation in Palestine and everything that's going on over there and her personal thoughts. And she apparently Spyglass thought that, and from what I read, as a part Jewish American, mostly Sicilian, part Jewish American, I didn't feel like anything she said was anti-Semitic, but at this point in Hollywood, anything that you say, if it's not in support of, it's always turned around and used as, oh, well, if you're not supporting us, then you're against us. And if you're against us, you're this. So
Yeah. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit is what it is. And it's
As a Jewish man, I can say this. Different doesn't mean wrong. She can say something that is against what you believe, and that doesn't mean she supports option B just because she doesn't support option A.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're saying genocide is bad in general, and I don't like what's going on over there. That doesn't mean that I hate you and who you are and every person like you. It's not the same conversation.
Not even close.
Not in the fucking slightest. So so that's a bunch of bullshit. Now they're trying to scramble and figure out what the fuck they're gonna do and possibly bring back Neve and Patrick Dempsey, who we do know survives. Like we canon, he does survive. But like, I don't know. I don't want to fucking see him. I don't care. He was irrelevant to me in the later movies because I forgot he existed.
Yeah, no shit. What's up, Off the Top Media? Thanks for swinging through. I mean, I'm not speaking Spanish, so not everyone wants to speak Spanish now, Tommy. I really hope like
Hello.
we end these episodes and like Tommy goes and sits down with Rosetta Stone to prepare for the next episode that we do, so he has some new material. I just said, "Oh, relax, Tommy."
Tranquilo.
What else you got for us, Katie?
Crystal Lake is going to be shooting. Will be shooting next spring and or summer, presumably via I believe it was the director. So that'll be fun. So excited.
Hell yeah.
Good things, all good things.
Jason
then-
2025, baby.
Jason's coming back. It's what a time we live in. Like,
It's the best time. It really is.
what a fucking time. And the last thing I have is we will be getting a Thanksgiving 2. I still haven't seen the first one. I had plans to, and then I forgot. Oops. But yeah, Eli Roth is gonna come back to direct Thanksgiving 2.
Listen, I want to see this movie. Even Kate came to me and she's like, "Hey, I want to see this movie." I'm like, "All right, sweet. Let's make this happen." And then I had to put a bathtub in, which I sent pictures to the Discord. Will, I'll send you the pictures. It is a 72-inch wide bathtub.
It's beautiful.
The plumbing took fucking forever. It ate up all day Saturday, and then obviously work last night, which is why no smacking raw. Got up at like noon today, sore and tired as shit, was not doing anything. And then we had the Chicago Botanical Garden lights walk with Zoe and all of that tonight. So then Kate's like, "Oh, what are we doing next weekend?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I got 2 podcasts Saturday night, and then I got probably Return to Wrestling Sunday. Oh, and maybe we should record something." And then my dad's probably going to come over because we still have to like do more plumbing and get the tub. Like it's got like half an inch that we need to move it, and we got to do some shit because it's real tight in there, tight like a tiger. So yeah, it's so fucking busy leading up to Christmas, and then also like being broke because I'm buying everyone gifts. So that whole thing, I need to get out there and see this movie. I do. And the fact that it's already got a sequel announced and it's still in theaters,
I mean, it's killing it in box office, I guess. So do what they can. Pop off.
Willie, any thoughts?
I'm lukewarm on Thanksgiving, and that's because I don't like seasonal movies. So I mean, I will probably see it when it comes on streaming, but I like Eli Roth. Hostel's great.
Where were you last year when we did our Christmas movie watch along? Because I made you watch what? Santa's Sleigh, Black Christmas.
No, I didn't watch. No, Black Christmas.
Oh,
you didn't make me watch because I watched Black Christmas for the first time today.
Yeah.
No, you made me watch Krampus. Is Santa's Sleigh the one with Bill?
Yeah, Santa's Sleigh is the one with Goldberg. Yes.
The worst person in the world.
Bill.
I want to say you made me watch one other one, but I can't remember.
Are you telling me that seeing him dressed as Santa didn't make you just want to sit on his lap?
No.
Tell him that you were a good girl all year?
Ew.
Because I know that there's a clip out there that says something different.
Stop. My New Year's resolution is that clip dies in a fiery pit of hell. I hate that fucking clip. That's not fair. I was drunk. And it was taken out of context.
I had nothing to do with that. I want to thank everyone that's watching us, whether you're watching us live at twitch.tv/Creation World, where if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming. If you have Prime Gaming, you can go on your computer, link your Prime Gaming account to your Twitch account, and get a free sub every month. I've been saying it. I'm going to say it all month. Listen, guys, if you have Prime, you're using Amazon, you got Christmas gifts, all that shit, you're already paying for it. This costs you absolutely nothing extra. All you got to do is take that one step and link those 2 accounts. It's real quick and easy. And then you can support Creation Conversation, Smacking It Raw, Getting Off, all of these fun shows by giving the Creation World Twitch a sub. You can also support Katie, who, despite wanting to sit on Bill Goldberg's lap, is also accepting her own subs. I don't know if she's, granting Christmas wishes yet or not. That's something she'll have to let her Patreon subscribers know, which she'll talk to you about later. But you can go and sub to her. And you know what? Why not? There's a guy down here. this guy right here, Will, he does things. He has fun shows, and then he interviews wrestlers like Duke the Dumpster Drozy, which you guys can go see now, and does all this shit. I hate that this is a thing still.
I don't understand.
Anyway, go sub to him. Go sub to Rivet City Radio. Sorry, I choked up there a little bit. Fucking fireworks. Go sub to Rivet City Radio. Show them some support and everyone that they're with. We got Off the Top Media over there. Great guys as well. So whatever your podcasts of choice are, whether it's wrestling content, horror content, nerd news content, you want to support women's wrestling and women creators, you're into, the indie shit like the NWA, which is pretty much indie shit and all of that stuff. And, independent wrestlers and ex-WWE wrestlers and interviews and all. We've got a little bit of something everywhere for you. So whatever you're into, one of us can hook you up. And all you have to do is go share that sub. You guys can also follow us at youtube.com/creation world, where it is free to do what, Will?
Like, follow, subscribe, unsubscribe, and then subscribe again.
Katie, what does that do?
Helps or boosts the algorithm, helps find new listeners.
And why do you want to do that?
Because Matt's a whore.
She was really sad she didn't get to say that last night.
I was so sad.
I am a whore, ladies and gentlemen. I am a whore for your views, for your likes, for your listens, whether it is on Twitch, whether it is on YouTube, whether it is on Pornhub, because we are the #1 wrestling horror and all that nerdish news podcasts on Pornhub. We are available on Pornhub. I'll talk to you about that in a second. Do all of those things. Share me with your mothers, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, your fathers. I do not discriminate. If I can entertain you, I guarantee I can entertain them. Or maybe you just like, oh, this guy, it's going to be funny watching them react to the dumb shit he says. Either way, it's fun all around. Share me around as much as possible because I'm a whore and I need to be shared. Don't tell my wife I said that. Also, you guys, as I said, not live, but available. All of our episodes, pornhub.com/model/creation world. The three people you see here sat down and watched Pornhub parodies. I mean, if the rack was here and the glasses were on, the three people you see here would have done that. Also edited by the boss bitch herself. Shout out to Allison who hooked us up and got that evil head ready to go. You guys can check that out. And also our boy Juss, one of the other members of the Core 4 joined Katie and the rack to do Texas Dildo Masquerade. So there are 2 Pornhub exclusives available. The screen porn parody, unfortunately, they're giving us a little trouble on. It's not up, but we did watch that. That was a thing that did happen. But that's there, as well as all of our shows on Pornhub. And what other fucking podcast can you go watch on Pornhub?
None.
Now, I fucked up because one thing you like to do when you're on Pornhub is flick the bean. And while you're over on YouTube, I need you to flick the bean, which means hit that notification bell, get notified every time we go live, Monday through Friday for the Creation Conversation, Saturdays for Smack and Raw, every other Sunday, including tonight for Getting Off. And with all of that said, let's get into the show.
Let's go.
All right. If I can get my banners back up.
Do you want help?
No, I got it. I figured it out. So if you guys tuned into our last episode and my apocalypse of headphone issues and all of the headphones I went through trying to get it to work before I figured out how the fuck headphones work on StreamYard, you guys know that we smashed or passed B-movie horror trailers. We watched a shit ton of them, and I thought, why not pay off you guys? You guys sat through that episode, you watched us. What would be better than actually sitting down, watching the movies, and seeing if what we thought looked great in the trailers actually ended up being good? And based on their reactions, from what I heard when I listened back, because I couldn't hear reactions during the show, headphones didn't work. Katie was very excited about Wishmaster due to a lot of the cameos that she saw in the trailers. And the one Will reacted quite favorably to a few trailers, but I feel like the one that he seemed most excited about, that he's like, I'm going to go watch this right away, and then didn't until this morning, was Burying the X. Well, no, you watched Wishmaster today. I don't know how soon you watched Burying the X, but was Burying the X. And Katie also said it looked good. It's a little updated. It's a newer one. So they watched these movies. I've seen them. They're, in my personal horror collection. We're going to talk about them. Where do you guys have a preference on which one you guys want to start with? You guys want to go in chronological order and start with Wishmaster and then move our way up, or is it better the other way around? You want to save that for last?
Personally, I'd rather save Wishmaster
Okay.
because I like that one more.
Really?
Yes, very much
Okay.
so.
Okay. I also forgot to put Nuns with Guns in my thing for last week. It's still in my notes. Which is actually kind of funny because that's the order I watched them in. I watched Burying the X first, and then I watched Wishmaster because I wanted to
That's what I
watch
did.
them back and take notes down.
Too.
Overall, I want to actually do one with y'all.
She's talking about the parodies.
Oh,
Watch
yeah.
ones.
Well, if I can get Pornhub to do it, then we'll make that happen, Allison. We'll figure something out. Overall thoughts after watching. I mean, Katie kind of gave us her thoughts a little bit, sort of. Burying the X.
Will, would you like to go first?
So, as somebody who likes both horror movies, comedy, and zombie movies, so that's three things, not both. Thrice.
Thrice.
Thrice things. Three things.
Things.
I watching the trailer, I was like, all right, this is gonna be awesome, hilariously awesome zombie movie. And it was. It watches a lot like Shaun of the Dead or Zombieland or other comedic zombie movies. It was like a feel-good movie in a sense that you're like, you could sit down and watch this movie at any point, at any time. It wouldn't matter if it was daytime or nighttime. It's funny zombie movie. It's pretty cut and dry. I liked it.
Katie?
Listen, I went into this expecting to like it. I don't know. It was not for me. I really thought I was gonna like really love it because I like comedy, horror, zombie. I like that kind of stuff. But oh my god, she was the most annoying fucking person I have ever heard in my entire life. She made it unwatchable.
Evelyn?
That stupid bitch.
That was kind of the point, though.
But like it was bugging me to the point where I was like, I just want this movie to end because I'm so done with her.
Side notes. I love this movie, like Will. I'm not going to lie. A lot of the reason I love this movie is Alexandra Daddario. I have a huge thing for Alexandra Daddario, and the character she plays in this is very in line with like what I would see myself prior to my marriage, basically what I chased most of my life. So there is that. And this is also roughly around the time that she was in True Detective and we got to see the girls, plus, Texas Chainsaw and
do your thing, cuz.
Yeah, do your thing, cuz. Which I also really enjoyed. Everyone's like, oh, it's so fucking stupid. And the timeline, and I agree with all that, but I still enjoy
that
most
line
things
is just
just
awful.
because Alexandra Daddario's in them.
Well, of course.
However, I agree. This is funny. Now, I'm watching this back and I had mixed feelings for Max because like I get like the annoying girlfriend who is changing your entire life and making you go green to reduce your carbon footprint and making you eat tofu and not supporting your dreams, but also it really seemed like the sex was fantastic. And if the sex is good, correct me if I'm wrong, Will, but if the sex is good, there's a lot that you can put up with.
100%, 1000% yes. But can we also talk about the fact that throughout this entire movie, and I'm going to say this lovingly, and Mateo, I know you'll appreciate this sentiment as a retired fuckboy, Max shows some fuckboy tendencies because this whole time he's trying to figure out how to get rid of the dead ex-girlfriend, but he's also kind of fucking around with Olivia the whole time too. Like, he's kind of a fuckboy.
No, the true fuckboy is Travis, and I love me.
I
Travis.
low-key love Travis.
I love
all
Travis.
the way to the end of the
He
movie.
was fun.
I love Travis.
He was fun.
fantastic.
I did like him.
How do you not love that lovingly homeless, smart-ass friend?
Lovingly homeless.
Good
times.
C'est la vie. It is what it is.
Anyways.
But yeah, like he was amazing. His character was that. What was the friend's name in Shaun of the Dead? The one at the end of the movie, he's still chained up as a zombie. which is we'll get there, but I can't remember his name, like Kevin
It's
or something
Googleable.
like that. Yeah,
It
but
is
that's
Googleable.
he kind of carried that same vibe, that same relief as that third Will through most of the movie.
Yeah,
No, he
Travis.
did.
Cool.
Sorry,
I
go ahead,
liked him.
Katie.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say, I liked Travis. Travis was funny. Max was 100% a pussy. He just really couldn't man up and just tell her, just say no, bro.
Ed was his name, by the way.
Ah,
In Shaun of the Dead, the friend was Ed.
Ed,
The fuck
not
was that?
Kevin. Who the fuck is Kevin?
I
don't
love
know.
like the ongoing we're brothers, we're half brothers thing that like kept going on throughout, like depending
I
on
love it.
convenience and shit. Which was great because I feel like Evelyn was the one, and like even when Travis, like I know this show, like the movie wasn't about Travis, but I feel like there's gonna be a lot of Travis talk. But he's like, we're from the
Nice.
same sack, bro. Like
Which,
that means something.
I mean, yeah, sure.
The one thing in this movie that drove me nuts, and maybe it's just like a Midwest thing. I don't know how it is out there on the East Coast. Y'all can let me know. He kept calling a malt a malted, and I don't know why, but it was driving me insane when he's like, I just want a malted. Like, what the fuck? I've never heard it called a malted.
I have never heard it or have called it a malted. So
Maybe it's
yeah,
a
I
West
don't know what the
Coast
fuck
thing.
that
I
was.
don't know.
Must
No.
be because it sure as fuck wasn't us.
Mm-mm. The South had nothing to do with malted.
Yeah, but no, like he wanted to go get a malt. Like, and I get that. Like, I enjoy a good malt, but I don't know why. Every time he called it a malted, and then even Olivia was like, "Oh, you never got that malted." I'm like, "Stop saying that because that's not what the fuck it is." And it's driving me nuts.
I would just literally call it like a milkshake or ice cream. Like I wouldn't call it like a malt either.
I
But
feel
there's a
like
difference in a malt milkshake and a regular milkshake, though.
there is.
The ingredients
well,
are different.
Fair, but like still, I wouldn't call it just like a malt. Personally,
I feel like it's when like people from the Midwest like me refer to soda as pop, and people who don't call it pop hear that, and yeah, see, Will just shiver.
I call it pop.
Yeah. So I feel like it's the same thing, but that was driving me nuts.
It's all Coke. Just what flavor of Coke? Except for Dr. Pepper.
We can all agree, for the most part, Evelyn sucked.
Evelyn sucked.
Oh,
Yeah.
terrible.
However, Evelyn had two great qualities, one of which I already talked about. The sex was banging, which is why and listen, for as annoying as she was, that girl came over to his shop and dressed up in every sexy Halloween costume and let him fuck her at work. So, like, again, I kind of see why he hung on for as long as he did. Like,
Fair.
That's true.
also, Evelyn was not cheating on him. She was faithful. All right. I'm sure she could have. She could have gone out and got just about anything she wanted. She was faithful. And Max is not that, personally, I don't know, Katie, how do you feel about it? Because I didn't think Max was that attractive of a guy. Generally, they're not in these movies, but like, I was like,
no, he was just a tall, scrawny white boy.
Hey.
No offense, Will.
The part of the movie that I drew my line at was when she moved into the house and folded up his foreign vintage posters and ruined them, and then didn't like give a fuck because they're just taking up all the wall space and like.
I'm telling. Stage 5 clinger, bro. She was up his ass.
And not even in the fun way.
Yeah, not even in like the kinky fun way or anything. No, just like a hamster up there, annoying.
Is it a relationship red flag when you move somebody in and they immediately change all of your shit to being their shit?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I would assume so.
That's 100% a red flag.
Tommy says yes as well.
He said that in
okay.
caps.
Yeah.
The kinky fun way is going in the notes. So Travis is constantly trying to get Max to break up. Mind you, like the first time we meet Travis, he's butt ass naked on the floor with two women in Max's apartment. And my boy Travis, like he lives in a carriage house. If you guys are a fan of that Star Wars movie, Not like an actual Star Wars movie. Fanboys, you get that reference. Anyway, obscure, not important. So he lives in a carriage house. He can't bring girls back there because he doesn't want these women to know where he lives. So he brings them back to Max's house. Evelyn is not happy that Max's half brother is using his apartment as a fuck pad, which, I mean, if Max isn't doing anything with these girls, like, what's the problem here?
Doesn't break any rules.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Maybe if it was just like another bedroom, maybe not just the living room.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair.
But sometimes though, like, you would be, if you weren't going to be coming home and you knew that they were going to be doing it, like, I wouldn't care if it happened in the living room.
I'll remember that for April. Don't look at me like that. So anyway, finally, you know, after her kind of being like, because Max wants to open up his own horror shop. Like, he wants to sell costumes and creepy shit and all of this stuff. Yeah. He's working for someone else by the name of Bloody Mary at Bloody Mary's. And also, side note, which I felt like was a major plot point that they really didn't focus on much, is the evil fucking genie that he gets in the mail that kind of made all of this happen.
Yeah, he just gets the fucking Satan genie, and then we see it twice, and then that's it.
It's the catalyst for everything that happens, supposedly, but very little is going on.
And he even acknowledges it at one point, that he thinks that this is why, like, and it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Tommy is giving big Travis energy right now.
Yeah.
So
Tommy is Travis. I could see that.
We also see Evelyn get really jealous and aggressive when Max and Olivia start talking over old school horror serial characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't share the same passion. She also doesn't want to see Max open up his own store. She wants to see him do something else and kind of live her dream, not his dream. Like, her job is a blogger, which
she's weird. It was like
I didn't know
health
you could get
things, and I didn't
know you could get paid to blog in an office or from an office. I didn't know that was a thing.
Content writing is very much a real job, Mateo.
Well, I know content writing is. I know writing for dirt sheets and stuff like that. But I feel like putting out your own personal blog on environmental stuff.
The earliest versions of content creators, like going back to the early 2000s and a lot of that stuff, like that was the earliest form of it before your YouTubes and your Vines and show like that, where people were writing blogs, and it was okay.
She's writing health food blogs.
Tommy's a romantic, not a fuck boy.
Tommy is a romantic.
So Max finally decides to break up with her. She gets hit by a truck.
She gets hit by a bus.
Bus, truck, threw her under the bus.
Very apropos of Final Destination.
Max, for whatever reason, goes into a deep depression, feels like he is responsible for what happened to her because he invited her to the park in a public place per Travis's instructions. So he had an exit strategy to break up with her, which is, you know, on the way to getting broken up with is when she got whacked by the bus. And like I said, at one point they said they'd be together forever. Satan Genie made that a thing. Max finally gets over his bullshit, starts hanging out with Olivia. They run through. I thought they were going to fuck in the cemetery. They did not. At least not that time. Evelyn comes back. Max goes home. He's expecting Olivia to come in, answers the door, and it's undead ex Evelyn back in the house, who is very, very horny for a zombie, might I add.
Bro, she was. I was like, okay, damn.
Max does his best to avoid necrophilia.
As he should.
Despite the fact, yes, he should. Yes, he should.
Don't.
But also,
I'm gonna be gross. I'm saying it just when you get done. What I'm gonna say is gonna be gross. So go ahead, Matt.
No, absolutely. But also, if she is undead and kind of still alive, like how many times are you gonna be able to knock that off your bucket list? Like, who can say I fucked a zombie? Not a lot of people.
She's still doing a lot of really normal people shit. She's still showering. She does fucking yoga. She's eating. She's still environmentally conscious. Like, she's getting dangerously close to not be. I would say she's more alive than dead.
And did you see the yoga poses that she can hit now?
Dude, flexible
As her
Tell me,
bones sound like a water bottle, just
who cares? Tell me you're not going to fuck a
Noise-canceling
zombie doing yoga.
headphones.
you guys
Yeah.
are fucking disgusting. Disgusting. Both of you.
Will alluded to it the entire time. Max is fucking around trying to get rid of his ex. He's not telling, because I guess how do you tell someone that your ex got hit by, because he never even said that Evelyn got hit by a bus and she's dead. He just acted like they broke up. And then he's being fucking weird and sketchy, because how do you tell someone, hey, not only is my ex dead, sorry, I forgot to tell you that, but she came back to life and I never broke up with her before she died, so she thinks we're still together, and I'm trying to figure that out. But hey, also, I really like you. And I want to make this work.
There's a lot of factors in there.
If I was Olivia, I would have left his ass long. Like, probably by the time that she caught him outside of the movies and Evelyn was puking or outside the club and Evelyn was puking in the dumpster and you could hear a woman puking, that would have been the time where I was like, all right, nope, we're good. That's it.
I mean, very fair. She just really liked him. I don't know.
Also, PSA, ladies,
Uh-oh.
undead, dead, alive, whatever, your significant other never, ever, ever wants to wake up to you describing their penis as a marshmallow mini.
True.
Like, I never, ever. Because first night, she's like, I woke up and it looked like a cute little marshmallow mini. And I'm like, see, now that'll kill the mood right there. You tell me my dick looks like a marshmallow mini, you're not getting any of it.
None.
She never got it after she died.
No, she didn't. Which, hey, to Katie's point, good on you, Max. I wouldn't have been. I would have.
He didn't want to kiss her because
well, that was later. As she continued to decompose, things got worse. Flies were buzzing around her. Like, the longer she stayed dead, the worse it got. That first night after he made her shower, I feel like that would have been
smash.
After you watch her fall and break her neck and then just back it into place.
You know how rough you can be with a girl that can. Anyway.
Hey, listen.
I'm just saying that first 36 hours, 100% smashable. It's not until I would say the point where she kills Travis and beyond, where she kind of starts going full-fledged zombie. Like, up until that point, she was still smashable.
Marshmallows are flat.
It's like a tuna can.
There's a lot of conversations happening.
I don't think Tommy said I'm listening.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, I love Travis. That was on Travis. You don't, like, as somebody who seemed like an expert who's got like a machete and he's like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take care of this. You don't watch a movie about fucking the Gore girls and like cannibalism and shit in front of something that generally the populace knows eats people.
Yeah.
Like, that sparked the appetite. Like, she just wasn't eating and she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose so much weight because I'm never hungry. Like, okay, whatever. But like, and she was still cooking him breakfast and shit. Like, she made fucking pancakes with chocolate chips in them and stuff. That was sweet. That was nice. That was cool.
Evelyn and Max with a heart.
Hey, that's adorable. Anyway.
It's adorable, but she was cringy.
Oh yeah,
she was
I've
cringy
done
and
lots
clingy.
of weird stuff for crazy.
That is true.
Well, the rule is you don't stick your dick in crazy, and he did, and that's why he got stuck with this problem.
Where did you hear that? Rule?
That's a rule.
That is a rule I have told. That is a rule I have told all of my male friends.
You only stick your dick in crazy.
No.
Yes.
It's literally. Listen, Katie. Remember how you did an episode of She Lead Showcase where it was like wrestlers as candy?
Yes.
Okay. Crazy girls are fun dip.
Mm-hmm.
You're dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you which part of the fun dip the girl is and which part of the fun dip the stick is.
Yeah.
If you don't stop with this shenanigans,
you could say, fuck you, marshmallow dick.
Fuck you, marshmallow dick.
Anyway, Max realizes maybe the genie is the problem. He goes to get the genie to figure out what's going on, accidentally breaks the genie. Now we're stuck, as Will said. Travis goes over there because Max can't bring himself to kill her while she's doing yoga, which, again, I don't blame him. After I saw those poses, I would have had a hard time too, second guessing things.
I would have definitely had a hard time.
Oh my god.
Olivia finally kind of figures out sort of what's going on and gets fed up with Max's shit.
Okay.
Travis gets killed, and that is the tipping point where Max is like, all right, now you killed my brother, half brother. I'm done. And he's gonna go kill the bitch, right? But then he's like, I'm gonna go to the cops and maybe but like again, the cops are not gonna believe you, especially on Halloween, about your undead zombie ex-girlfriend, and they're all laughing at him and shit.
Yeah, which like they don't like they bring it up like once or twice that it's Halloween, and then it's like really like the end of it. It's like, no, obviously crazy shit's happening, and they're not gonna believe him because it is Halloween. Like, make it a point. Be like, no, it's real, I promise.
He also did pick Olivia and went to go watch movies with her in the Hollywood Forever cemetery, and they had their little moment, and they fucked in the back of her car, which for whatever reason I remembered as a hearse, but it was not a hearse, it was just a station wagon. I was a little disappointed because like I've always wanted to fuck in a hearse. That is a bucket list thing. There's so much room back there.
There would be tons of room for activities.
My sister's friend drives a hearse, like as her car every day.
Married. Not gonna ask that question.
You're married, Matthew.
That's what I said. Also during this, Evelyn decides like the best way for them to be together is for her to turn Max into a zombie, and he's having like, listen, I was gonna break up with you. I don't know if like a permanent zombie us commitment is what I'm really looking for. And she's getting impatient as fuck because she thinks they're gonna be together forever, and that needs to happen. Blah 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 blah. Olivia gets kidnapped by Evelyn because after their little, midnight movie, whatever, she texts Max. Evelyn sees a text, figures out who it is,
goes
flips out.
Crazy.
And then we have like our zombie face-off showdown in Max's apartment, and Travis comes back as a zombie. And my favorite part of this entire movie is the fact that even though they killed Evelyn, they left Max alive, and they joined their businesses. Everyone lived happily ever after. Olivia and Max had their relationship. They got engaged. They had their shops next to each other. And Travis, who was spinning signs when he was alive, is still spinning signs when he's dead and hitting on women as a zombie, because what's better to promote a horror store than someone that and ice cream shop with horror flavors than someone that looks like a zombie.
Looks like actually is. They'll never know the difference.
Why? Allison, I need to know why. Why no hearse fucking? Nope.
I'd be down.
I could. You've had sex in weirder places.
So I'm assuming you both, as wrestling fans and horror fans, have seen See No Evil with Kane.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but I've seen it.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know the last time I fucking saw it.
Have you both seen See No Evil 2?
No.
Okay.
No, we already have movies for the next one. I'm not watching See No Evil 2.
I'm not saying we're gonna do it for the next one. I'm just saying that we should put on the list because it has Danielle Harris. And Catherine Isabel.
Okay, well now I have to watch it.
And Kane.
Mayor Kane.
Yeah, Mayor Kane. Okay, it's only disrespectful to the dead if you do it in the coffin with a dead person there. If you're just doing it in the car, like I don't feel like that's disrespectful. What's up, Broadcast? Would you fucking a hearse, Tom?
That's a serious question. Would you fucking a hearse? And is there a different name for it in Australia than hearse?
Actually, I like that question. I'm very intrigued now.
During the subathon, we sat and talked to Tom via the chat for like an hour, asking him what they called various things in Australia. No residual soul juju.
But like, it could be a hearse that has never had a dead body in it.
Not to plug Katie's Patreon, but plugging Katie's Patreon, I may or may not have had sex with a ghost. So like, what is this residual soul juju shit? If you want to find out if I had sex with a ghost, go subscribe to Katie's Patreon. It only costs you $3. There are a bunch of cool episodes on there, including one with me where we talk all of my spooky shit and how I became pretty much a horror fan and the pranks my mom used to pull on me as a child and ghost experiences and ghost hunting with friends. Matt doing one time in my whole life. Well,
but
twice,
I witnessed it.
So twice, 2 times in my whole life, done white people shit.
I've
one time I broke
one
a
of
bone.
them. My own eyes.
See, Tommy's down for hers fucking. My shot froze.
Your shit froze.
That's fine. It's never had a body in it. Fine. Okay, so well, you just have to find a unused hearse.
Good luck.
No,
the odds be ever in your favor.
That's doable. Doable. Okay.
You know what else is doable since we're already talking about it, ladies and gentlemen, is subscribing to our Patreon over at patreon.com/creationworld, where it is free. No, it's not. It's not free.
No,
it costs you $1.
Not free.
it costs you $1. $1 gets you 3 shows. You get Return to Wrestling with Matt and Travis. You get Multiverse with Travis and Mara. And you get If You Have to Ask with Matt and my wife, Kate. Now, Return to Wrestling is a podcast where Travis and I go back and watch WCW chronologically from the first Nitro all the way up to our most recent episode, which is Spring Stampede 1998. Our next episode, which we should be recording next weekend, will be Slamboree 1998. Okay. Multiverse with Travis and Mara is Travis and Mara sitting down and reviewing, talking about DC animated films. So whether you're a DC fan, whether you're a old school wrestling fan, we got 2 things for you. And if those aren't your bag, maybe you just want like some Am I the Asshole stuff and, you know, a little bit of relationship advice and stories about a couple. That's where If You Have to Ask comes in. You can listen to my wife and I debate whether or not it's okay for her to give a stripper a hand job and what the difference between grabbing a boob and a hand job is. And, you know, whether it's okay or not okay to wear panties to a wedding and all sorts of fun things through Am I the Asshole post. Those episodes are available and it's 3 of them. 3 shows for $1 and the entire back catalogs of 2 of those shows because one of those shows only has 1 episode. Hopefully we'll be recording another episode so you have 2 next week as well. We have other tiers, higher tiers, get you more things like this show ad-free. So if you guys want to check out our shows ad-free, subscribe a little bit more and you will get that. However, because I forgot to pull it up before we started the show, and my computer's taking a little while, so I'm stalling for time. However, if you don't want to watch the show ad-free, if you want to watch us live, we do have some awesome fucking sponsors. So I ask that you guys support those sponsors. Go check them out. And Travis is going to tell you all about them as soon as I scroll down far enough to find the video, which is right here. So please enjoy. Katie, can you pull down the banner?
Oh, yes. Hold on. There we go.
And the other banner. There we go.
Spice things up in the bedroom. Then it's time to check out Adam and Eve. Did you see Adam and Eve is the leading adult toy store that offers a wide range of products to help you explore your sexual desires. Whether you're looking for something to use solo or with a partner, they have everything you need to satisfy your cravings. From vibrators to lingerie, bondage gear to lubricants, AdamandEve.com has it all. And the best part, you can shop with confidence, knowing that all their products are of high quality and backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. That means whether you bought a dildo, sex swing, penis ring, vibrator, anal sex toy, bondage toy, couples toy, lube, or accessory, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. No questions asked. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Adam and Eve is giving you 50% off almost any item on their website. That's right, 50% off. And if you act now, you'll also get free shipping. So go to adamandeve.creationworld.com and use the offer code erotica at checkout. That's erotica at adamandeve.creationworld.com for 50% off almost any item and free shipping. Don't wait. This offer won't last very long. The link is in the description. Attention dog lovers. Are you looking for high quality products to spoil your furry friend? Then you need to check out dog.com. Because you see, dog.com is the go-to online store for all your dog related needs. They offer a huge selection of dog food, treats, beds, and more. Plus, they have products for all types of dogs, from puppies to seniors and everything in between. And the best part, you can shop with confidence knowing that all their products are made with your dog's health and happiness in mind. Dog.com only stocks top-rated brands that you can trust, so you can rest easy knowing your dog is getting the best. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Dog.com is doing a big warehouse clearance sale. And all you have to do is go to dog.creationworld.com and you can get up to 80% off on all sorts of items like toys, treats, bones, harnesses, bowls, leashes, and anything else you can think of. So go to dog.creationworld.com and take advantage of this sale right now. Spoil your furry friend with the best products from dog.creationworld.com today. Link is in the description. Are you tired of feeling sluggish and unfocused throughout the day? Then it's time to try Dubby, the ultimate energy source. Dubby is a powerful, clean energy drink that is designed to help you stay alert and focused no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're a student, a busy professional, an athlete, or especially a gamer, Dubby can give you the boost you need to take on the day or the night. It also contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. And the best part, Dubby is made with high quality ingredients and is completely sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and is keto-friendly. So you can enjoy the energy boost without any of the crash, jitters, or angst that comes with traditional energy drinks. Simply mix Dubby with water and you'll have a delicious, refreshing energy drink that can help you power through your entire day. And with a variety of flavors to choose from, including Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, and Dragonade, you're sure to find one that you love. So go to dubby.creationworld.com and order your Dubby today. And for a limited time, use code Creatia at checkout to get 10% off your order. That's Creatia at dubby.creationworld.com for 10% off. Try Dubby today and feel the difference. The link is in the description.
So,
So,
Katie,
sir,
you smashed the trailer. Are you smashing or passing on the movie itself?
what did we do? You remember what we said would be like a gargle undecidedly?
It'd be a blowjob.
Yeah, that.
You blow this movie.
Yeah, I blow this movie.
Katie said, I take this movie in the mouth, but not anywhere else. All right, that's fair. Will, what about you?
I'd let this movie take me wherever it wanted to. If this
That's-
movie was a human form, it would be you, Mateo. It could have me however it wanted.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's sweet. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Will. I'm glad you enjoyed it as much as you did. Now, I'm kind of curious. Katie, how did you feel about Wishmaster?
Oh, I fucking loved Wishmaster.
All
I
right.
absolutely loved it.
What about you, Will?
Flip flopped, 100%. Wishmaster was good. It wasn't the Wes Craven movie I was expecting.
Understandable.
Okay.
This wasn't my cup of tea. I'll probably not rewatch it, but I'm glad that I did.
Well, now I need
Well,
to watch the other ones.
My question is, there are still 3 more. Would you watch more of these?
This is like a TV show, right? You watch the pilot, whether you like the pilot or not. You have to watch the second episode to find out if you want to keep going. So, I mean,
Okay.
I would watch Wishmaster 2 just to see, and then maybe keep going based off of it. It's like Hell House LLC.
Okay.
I love Hell House LLC.
Now, to Will's point, this is a Wes Craven movie, directed by Wes Craven. It features cameos from Tony Todd, Kane Hodder, Ted Raimi, who is also brother of Sam Raimi and a lot of the Evil Dead stuff, and basically anything Bruce Campbell's in, Ted Raimi's in, and Robert Englund.
Yeah.
So we got our horror. Well, it's not. I can't consider. Listen, Ted Raimi's fine. I can't consider him a big 4. The horror big 3 in Tony Todd, Kane Hodder, and Robert Englund. And well, I guess we'll go 4 if you count Wes Craven, because who doesn't fucking love Wes Craven?
True. Touche.
So the CGI, like, I really want them to remake this, because I feel like if they remade this, it would be really cool, because the CGI back then was so fucking bad. And I feel like this movie done with like today's effects and everything that we have, they could make this really cool.
So like the CGI was pretty dog shit, but like on par. But the practical effects were really fucking good.
Okay.
And that's what I loved. I just recently I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Face Off, not the movie.
Yeah, with
the show.
Practical effects artists.
Yes. I loved that show, and then they put 2 of the seasons on Netflix. So I binged season 4 the other day just for fun because it's been so long. But like it made me like remember how much I love seeing like the practical effects in these types of movies. So good.
What didn't you like about this movie, Will?
For me, it was like, okay, taking it in sections. It wasn't that I disliked the movie. It just wasn't. I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't a bad movie.
It didn't
And
tickle you.
Exactly. It just wasn't. I don't yuck yums. That's my thing. But it's just good, not great, man. This is like night 2 of WrestleMania. Like, I saw it once, and I don't ever need to see it again.
Okay. For those of you unaware of the premises of Wishmaster, genies are evil entities that live between the worlds, and there is one who is in our world who has to collect souls, and once he's collected enough souls, find the person that has released him from, we'll call it purgatory, and grant them 3 wishes. Upon the granting of the 3rd wish, all of the jinn are released upon the world and can cause chaos, destroy our world, blah, blah, blah. This genie has magical powers to pretty much grant your deepest desires, but in a dark, fucked up, and evil way. Yeah. Which, when he said that he hopes that dude gets cancer, and he said, "As you wish," and then the guy like dropped on the floor and boils started. Like, I'm like, that's not any cancer I've ever seen.
Well, it's because wasn't he holding like some type of? He was holding something that exploded, and I think that's what got on him. But like, still not cancer.
I didn't see something. I just saw him drop, and then like his face was bubbling and shit. And I'm like, listen, there are a lot of different kinds. I don't know what face bubbling cancer is.
It wasn't what I had. I'll tell you that much. I didn't look anything like that, guys. I promise.
If Taekwon was here, he'd be saying something like, Will didn't really have cancer because his face didn't bubble.
Because my face didn't bubble.
Yeah.
I even got a wow out of Tommy for that one.
But back in the days of ancient Persia, where the jinn was trying to, craft his shit and had an emperor, blah, 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 there were sorcerers, and the sorcerer trapped him in a gemstone, which was then sealed away. Hi, Allison. Which was then sealed away in a statue. The statue makes its way to America. Statue's broken. Some dude steals the gemstone, sells it, blah, blah, blah. And then we got people looking into it, which introduces us to our main character, who is an appraiser who is trying to appraise the gemstone. And then even like, I feel like she's not the one that released the genie. It's somehow, because like I feel like the guy that was examining it that made the gemstone explode and let the genie out is the one.
Well,
the crane operator dude?
No, not the crane operator dude. Her friend. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She rubbed the lamp.
I guess if you rub a genie on your tits, then you own him.
That's what I've heard.
That is not the rule. I'm just throwing that out there.
Tis the rule. It's the rule now.
So, like I said, the whole movie is basically like she's trying to find out what the fuck this gem is, because she's seeing visions and having headaches and all sorts of shit, and trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And this dude, which I told you, because they didn't really show the jinn in the trailer. Like, they showed the human form of him, which how he got his human form was fucked up.
Bro.
But he's just kind of walking around granting wishes, but like people aren't saying I wish, just like, hey, what would you like to happen? What would you like to see? I can make that happen. Do you want me to make it happen? Okay, here you go. And then he does some really fucked up, terrible shit. Like, oh, you don't want to see this? No eyes.
Eyes gone.
Yeah.
Like,
The you'll have to go through me thing, and he like makes him part of the sliding doors.
which was Kane Hodder. Now,
The
which I don't.
disrespect.
That part I didn't mind. The part that I minded, the part that bothered me was like, okay, you made him the door or the glass, but then he walked through the glass in the way that he did, and then it
I was
shattered.
hoping it would split him open.
That's what I wanted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
Also-
1997
Hey,
CGI.
if you ask the old bitch, these are not the genies from Aladdin. Forget your Robin
old
Williams. She
bitch.
specifically said it in the movie. Forget Robin Williams. These are not
Damn.
those genies. These are evil entities.
Yeah, Jinns are fucking mean and evil.
Aladdin taught us good things come if you rub one out.
Shit. No. Also, you really called Wendy an old bitch. She was not that old.
I mean, I
She's
guess
got
I'm
white
36 now, so I guess maybe she's not, but like,
She wasn't that old.
Being almost 40, my definition of old has changed
does.
drastically.
Another note: everyone smoked cigarettes in the 90s.
Everybody.
Everyone.
Mhm.
Just so you
Everybody.
know.
Everybody
Just so you know.
smoked cigarettes everywhere.
I do like how what the Jinn did in Persia in the palace kind of also doubled down for what he was doing in the mansion at the party,
Damn.
bringing the statues to life. Because, like, so Robert Englund's character is a collector.
hmm
He collects statues and objects of gods
Lost
that were worshipped,
gods.
lost gods that were worshipped by civilizations, blah, 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 blah. So he's
Mhm.
got all these statues, and the statues come to life. It was Kane Hodder who was turned into glass and walked through. Tony Todd is a security guard for Robert Englund's character.
Mhm.
Ted Raimi's just kind of around. He exists. He's there. Hi, love you. Died right away. Got smashed
Literally
by a
dies in
fucking
the first
statue.
like 10 minutes.
Lies. 85 is old. Okay, so maybe she wasn't old. Okay.
Yeah. she
So
was old.
that middle-aged bitch tried to tell you.
There you
Is
go.
that better? Okay.
Yes. Put some respect on Wendy's name.
These are not Robin Williams genies. We talked about how the genie got his like human form, which he goes to a morgue, finds a dead body, and then just starts carving the face off the dead body. And then once he puts it on
Yeah.
him, he like takes the shape. My favorite thing is like he goes, he gets a suit, and she's like, cash or card. He's like, what would you like? And she goes, cash. And then he just like makes it appear like a fucking magician in her tits.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, that's a
Sleight
choice
of
of where to
hand,
put it,
bro.
but
But
it's an old
then
family secret.
she is flirting with him hard. Like he could have gotten laid. And instead, he turned her into a fucking mannequin and just left.
She wanted to be beautiful forever.
I listen.
Choose your words carefully.
Yes, definitely choose your words carefully. Never once, and maybe this is just me. Never once have I walked into a department store, saw a mannequin, and said, "That's beautiful. I want to fuck that."
Because they usually don't have faces. They just have outfits.
I feel like some of them have faces and wigs and shit. Like,
Wigs, yes.
you know, I
Faces, no.
shouldn't say that because when I was younger, when I was probably like just getting into puberty, you walk by like a Fredericks of Hollywood and you see the lingerie on the, and you get some ideas. So,
Oh my god.
I remember
Will
those
knows what I'm
days.
talking about. Yeah, see, Will knows what I'm talking about.
100%.
So that's the thing.
Well, I don't have a penis, so I wouldn't know.
You be so glad you don't have a penis. I'm also putting glad I don't have a penis in my notes.
Have all of them been me?
No, one is would you fucking a hearse?
Oh, okay.
Glad I don't have a penis.
I
Is
feel
going
like
in the
just
notes.
every time I say something, you just write that down. Write that down.
And I mean, this movie is generally like your regular, because you see it in a lot of movies with wishes, and maybe that's what didn't appeal to Will is if you've watched like Wish Upon or anything where wishes are being granted, the way out of the wish when you're down to your final wish is to wish away the thing. So she says, "I wish that the statue never broke, or the dude wasn't drunk. The drunk crane operator wasn't drunk that day. And because that wish was granted, it undid everything because the statue was never broken.
Yep.
Blah, 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 blah.
So since you went to it, can I talk about it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So as somebody who's trying to be a writer, okay, I did go to school for it. It was a long time ago. To me, that resolution was super lazy. Like, that was the easiest way to end the movie because that was the one caveat that was like, boom, fixes everything. The end. And I'm like, it felt lazy. The whole movie had built, and the way he was kind of manipulating the world around him, like the mother dying and the son, like everything that he did throughout the entire thing led to her just being like, oh, I wish that didn't happen. And boom, everything was, it just seemed lazy to me, man. Of everything that Wes Craven has done, I felt like that was kind of a letdown at the end. It was very deflating. It was like a bad finish in a wrestling match.
Well, I was going to say, so relating it back to wrestling though, we've talked about seeing like nothing's new in wrestling. We're taking old stories and just retelling them in different ways with different characters, so on and so forth. And I kind of felt like this is the traditional wish telling story. And mind you, this is also happening in the 90s. So a bunch of movies have done this since then and used that same template of how to get out of the situation. So this was done way earlier than some of the more recent shit. But I feel like it's that old adage of like, here, there are only so many stories in wrestling and everyone retells them with different characters, so on and so forth. And this was one of those things.
So is this like the dusty finish in horror movies then?
Yeah, kind of.
I can respect it then. Okay, I'll take it back. I'll give it respect then. The way you described it makes me like it. Not like it, but understand it more, I guess.
Understand it, yeah.
Yeah.
My question for you, Will, is as someone who's an aspiring writer who thought that it was a lazy finish, how would you have liked to see, or what were you hoping the movie was going to play out as?
I would have thought maybe she would have, I guess, manipulating the story to where the genie was gone. I think what should have happened was she manipulate him the way he had been using everybody's words against them for her to be able to twist and use his word. You see what I mean? And get him to kind of fall into his own trap versus having just because her repeating or changing history means that she didn't technically beat him. He just goes back into hiding for eternity again. I think it would have been a
Wishmaster too.
Yeah, until the second movie.
Spoiler alert. But no, if she had done it, she could have built it to where she manipulated him to be his demise. He's the only person strong enough to kill the Jinn as the Jinn.
Okay.
It's not what I would have done.
What would you
I would have had her somehow wish to have the powers of the sorcerer that put him in the gem in the first place.
But if she had made that her final wish and he granted that, then she would have already made her third wish.
Well, yes.
And you remember Jafar, man. Jafar hated that shit.
Jafar did. I mean, I'm not saying that would be her final wish, but like maybe if she would have like thought about it for a little bit, somehow figured out a way that she could have done that.
I like both those way more than just, I wish the drunk guy had called out of work that night. Boom, movie over, credits roll. Like,
well, I mean, she'd have focused on stillness. She was teaching her basketball players that. Stillness. So she had to like sit there for a second and think.
Which, like the fact that she plays tennis, teaches youth basketball, and also appraises antiquities.
That, like, she does a lot.
All of this while summoning evil genies.
On accident, by rubbing a gem on her titty.
Dude, again, weirder things have happened with titties.
Was there anything that you, because like, okay, so we talked about the cameos, and obviously the cameos are cool. Like that's a big part of this. It's another one of my favorite things in like the Hatchet movies, where we also still see Tony Todd and we see Robert Englund and not Kate. Well, Kate Hodder is Victor Crowley. So again, you get those three in a horror movie later. Those three are always kind of together, which is kind of cool. But you'll get like Derek Mears, who played Jason in Friday the 13th remake. In a later Hatchet, I think it's 3. Daniel Harris is also in 2 and 3. They recast and used Daniel Harris in 2 and 3. So like that's cool. But was there anything about this movie that you did really enjoy, despite it feeling a little lackluster in its storytelling?
There's 2 pussies fighting in my office floor.
That wasn't the question he asked.
No, I like. Have you ever seen the show Lucifer?
No.
Either of you?
I've seen clips of it. I haven't fully watched it now.
Okay, the main character, Lucifer, well dressed,
Beautiful.
well spoken, like, but kind of funny, arrogant kind of character. I liked that. That's kind of how the Jinn was portrayed here. He kind of reminded me of Lucifer from Lucifer, that holier than thou, but in a very from hell kind of way. You know what I mean? He knows that he could get whatever he wants, but he just kind of has that walk of arrogance about him the whole time. I kind of love that because I walk around with that arrogance the whole time. So I get it. It was kind of, I liked it. Maybe I like this movie more than I thought I did, Matt.
I
Like, are
will
you
say
talking
this.
me into this?
I will say this about the guy that played the Jinn. Fantastic casting, and he did a great fucking job. And I don't know why we didn't see him in more shit, because like typecasting wise, he would make a great scumbag in any fucking movie.
All the movies.
The Terminator, the cop from Terminator, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the vibe he reminded me of. That very like uncanny valley, human but not human. You know, like you could tell something was off about him, and every now and then his voice would change, and he would like almost go back to like the demon voice or whatever. It was weird. I kind of, maybe I like this movie more.
We're talking Terminator 2, right?
The cop, the one that's looking in the like
The
he's
one that
going
turns
back
into
for-
metal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he kind of has that same kind of vibe.
Yeah, I still love like the phone call that Arnold Schwarzenegger makes in the movie, where he's like, "What's your dog's name?" And then he does the kid's voice, and he's like, "Your parents are dead."
Let's be.
Wolfie.
I don't know why, but every time the Jinn talked, I immediately thought Palpatine.
Really?
I don't know why. It's just the do it. It's just like the high pitched, kind of raspiness. I mean, smash, but like I don't. That's all I kept thinking about was that voice, and I mean, they're both evil, so like it kind of makes sense. Because that's all I kept thinking about.
I'm gonna do something. So weird me horror stuff, right?
Okay.
Have either of you seen the show The League?
The fantasy football show?
Yes.
Yeah. That's where his Taco, man.
Okay, exactly. All right, listen. Taco actually fronts a real band called Wolfie's Just Fine. The name of the band comes from the scene that I just talked about in Terminator 2, where he asks the cop who's pretending to be John Connor's stepmother, how's Wolfie? And she says, Wolfie's just fine. Like, that's where that comes from, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did a song called A New Beginning that I'm pretty sure I made Katie listen to, where he's singing about his love of Friday the 13th Part 5 and his experience with it. So it is the singer that plays Taco in a band named after a scene from Terminator 2, singing a song about what is widely considered the worst, but also probably my favorite Friday the 13th film. It's the weirdest fucking thing. And I discovered it on a Friday the 13th, and I listened to it when I went and got my Friday the 13th tattoo, which is just a chainsaw with a 13. Me and Kate went and got flash tattoos on Friday the 13th for tattoos. It's just like this weird bit of like shit that I have. So
Matt Lord.
Go check out if you haven't, because I've learned I'm not allowed to play music videos on YouTube on live stream. Wolfie's Just Fine. A New Beginning. It's good.
I completely forgot you showed me that song.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We're gonna end the stream and we're gonna get off, and then I'm gonna play it when we're on stream.
Yeah,
because I
can't
won't
have
see
you
this
getting
now.
kicked off again.
But yeah, Travis. Side note, also, Travis randomly messaged me the other day in Slack, and he's like, "Don't show any more music videos on YouTube. It's never okay." So I messaged him back, and I'm like, "We have not done that since the last one that got us in trouble for the Ash Nico thing.
Yeah.
Did something happen?" And like, it took him like 20, 30 minutes to respond to me, and the whole time I'm like sitting there racking my brain, like, what the fuck did we watch that could have got? Was it the titties from the fucking trailer? Did that finally? But that wasn't a music video, and that never got us in trouble. I have another
Nice.
side tangent for the end of the show about that.
Wait, I'm so excited.
So finally he goes, "Oh, I forgot I talked to you about that already." And I'm like,
Travis.
30 minutes. I'm like freaking out trying to figure out what I did. What caused
No.
I went and looked, and I'm like, did
I
anything
hate
get
that
taken down?
shit.
I'm like, all the streams are up. 30 minutes, and then finally gets back to me. Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I forgot we already
As
talked
someone
about
who's an
that.
avid overthinker, I would be no, you can't do that shit to me. If I ever get a hey, can we talk? No, we can't. I don't want to know what we have to talk about. I have to go.
I need to talk to you later. No, motherfucker, you don't. You can talk to me right now.
If you're gonna
talk right
message
now,
me
I'm not talking.
and tell me not to do something, and I
Uh-huh.
respond within like a minute, you need to be there to give me the feedback on what I did wrong.
Literally, like
Mhm.
anxiety.
All right, so Katie, Wishmaster.
Yes.
Anything that we didn't talk about that you really enjoyed or that you liked about it? Because you enjoyed this movie more than Will did. And you
Yes.
like this better than you like Burying the X. So anything else that we
100%.
didn't talk about that you enjoyed?
It's more so just I've always loved like mythologies and lore and like fables and stuff like that. So anytime there's movies that specifically talk about that, like Robert Englund's Room of Lost Gods was like so cool to see because like gods from different religions and different time periods that aren't worshipped or talked about anymore. So like that was fucking cool. Learning, like I already knew, but like talking about what an actual djinn is, not fucking Robin Williams or Will Smith or whoever. Like, no, djinns are different. And the middle-aged bitch, she's not old, talking about like how it's I can't remember the phrasing she said, but basically fables became fairy tales. And that's true. You look at any Disney movie, 9 times out of 10, it is a Hans Christian Andersen book or story that is gruesome and terrible. Like Cinderella, stepsister's cutting off toes and heels and feet and shit to fit into the shoes. I mean, they show that in Into the Woods, but like, still, like that shit's fucking cool to me. So I love when movies do that, and I loved how they did it with this. Yeah, Alex was like a little slow and not really understanding some stuff, but like she's really doing her best. Djinns aren't common.
She had a basketball team to take care of, shit to appraise, tennis matches.
appraisals,
Busy girl, all right.
a djinn breathing on her neck. Like she was busy. But no, that's probably like besides the cameos and the practical effects and everything like that. That's probably like my favorite part about this movie.
All right, so you gave Burying the X a BJ.
Mhm.
I'm assuming you're fully smashing Wishmaster.
Hell yeah.
Will, based on everything we've talked about, have you come around to smashing Wishmaster? Are you gonna just put it in your mouth, or is this a pass for you?
You know, the more we talked about it, like I felt like the ending for me is what caused me to be initially like, okay, that wasn't it. You know, like I wasn't fully invested. And then when the ending fell flat, I was like, okay, but now that we've talked about it and you've kind of been like, maybe I was a little bit too distracted on my watch through, you know, like whatever the case is. I think I'm gonna watch the second one and see how I feel about it. But
Yeah.
I'll say right now, first date blowjob, but we're definitely probably gonna smash on the second day.
Okay. Because that is my other question was this mostly just like, oh, the cameos were cool and blah, blah, blah? Because as we move on in the series, like I said, there are 4 Wishmasters. Last one titled Prophecy Fulfilled.
Ooh.
is there more to this franchise that has you guys interested in checking out more, or is this just like okay, we did our Wes Craven movie, because Wes Craven doesn't direct the rest, I don't think. I'd have to look.
Oh, okay.
As we go on, I don't think it's Wes Craven anymore. Was it the Wes Craven element? Was it the cameo element? Or is the character of the Djinn in and of itself and that story interesting enough to fuel you into watching 1, 2, maybe 3 more movies?
Yes.
I think it's more of the storytelling now that we look at it. Like, it wasn't, like like I said, I was kind of on the fence. Good, not great, not my cup of tea. But as we talked about it, I was like, okay, maybe I liked it more than I thought I did. So I will probably say I'll watch the second one and go from there.
Okay. Now, I didn't tell you guys this, so it'll be a little bit of a discussion or debate. My next question is, for Smashed Movies Reviewed Part 2, of all of the trailers that we watched 2 weeks ago, if you guys had to pick 2 movies that you'd want to check out that you smashed next, and I'll list some of them, what would they be? So I know we watched and you guys smashed Jack Frost. And this could be next week's episode, depending on Riq's availability. So, like, we're pushing off our Pearl X review until Riq is available, because this is something that he really wants to be here for. I also restarted watching X, and I really love that fucking movie, so I can't wait to talk about it, because, like, the concept is 100% Matt Ritter in every way, shape, or form.
You. It's literally
yeah, because anyway. So we had Jack Frost, Night of the Demons, and also the Night of the Demons remake that we showed with the titties. And again, don't let me forget about that tangent after this.
I will not.
I think Katie passed on The Dentist.
No, because I can still hear the noise, and ew, no, no, thank you.
What else?
A lot of professions.
There was Dr. Giggles. Oh, Reanimator. Reanimator was one that you guys were all kind of in on.
Yeah.
I would say Reanimator would be fun. I remember The Dentist, but I remember watching it as a kid.
So
I don't like The Dentist.
Jack Frost, Night of the Demons remake, Night of the Demons 2 we also watched. You guys were a little more, they didn't show a lot in the trailer. You guys were a little more, maybe.
We're just like,
I think
like, we didn't get to see anything in the second one.
I feel like Night of the Demons 2 is a better movie, personally. Like, I feel like that would be a more enjoyable
saying,
but the trailer didn't give us that.
You were very delayed and we couldn't. Yeah. You were doing your best.
Reanimator. What else did we? Because I know you guys were kind of split on popcorn. It was more of a what the fuck is popcorn? It was the last one with the movie theater and the demons and.
I like vaguely remember that because everyone was like, "Why the fuck is it called popcorn?" I was like, "Cause movies, because the movie theater."
I know Bad Taste was a no. That was the New Zealand film when Tom showed up with the weird looking people and it looked like an action film. And then.
Oh, yeah. Say no for me, dog. I mean, we can do, if, again, depending on what Riq's availability is in 2 weeks and everything. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with, like, we can do the Night of the Demons because I know you love Night of the Demons, Matt.
Night of the Demons is very much late 80s like horror that I love because it's not great, but it's not so bad that it's terrible to watch. It's a fun watch. It scares the shit out of you, and it's got a lot of titties, so that's always a plus in my book.
Yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with, like, we can just watch 1 and 2, and if anyone has time, watch the remake.
The only thing that makes me sad is I looked and I can't find Night of the Demons 3 available for purchase or anything anywhere. And I hate when that's a thing, when there's like a franchise and there's that one movie that I can't fucking get. It drives me nuts. Now, on to my side tangent. I've talked to you both and I've sent you both things in DMs and chats and things like that about, like, because we are the #1 horror, wrestling, and all that nerdish podcasts on Pornhub, and porn is a big part of stuff. how my algorithms on different things tend to be a little different than everyone else's, whether it's TikTok, weird shit that I found on Facebook that you wouldn't think is on Facebook. And now it's YouTube. So,
oh no.
YouTube did not yell at us for the Night of the Demons trailer. Happily, thank God, even though like twice titties popped up and I'm like, okay, we got to turn this off now. Can't finish this one.
You said no.
Travis is going to yell at me. But, and it's not really like porn. It's just this. So, because I also talk about how I love titties a lot. I don't know if anyone that's been watching this has noticed that, but I do say it a lot. Randomly now in my YouTube, every other video is a try-on haul video, and it's literally just girls trying on see-through clothes and then saying that, like, there'll be a disclaimer at the beginning saying that this is for fashion purposes. It's not meant in a sexual way, blah, 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 blah. And then it's just girls in see-through tops trying on clothes, different see-through tops. And like, it's video after video, and it's all of these different ones. I'm like, I did not know this was a YouTube subgenre that existed.
Apparently it is.
Where you can just see titties on YouTube, and all you have to do is say, this is for fashion purposes, and then it's okay. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of these girls have OnlyFans pages, and they're kind of like, if you want to see more, check out my Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Like,
check out my Patreon.
What more can I see on Patreon that I'm not seeing right now? Because I can see the exact shape of your areola.
Ew.
Or like it'll be like try on haul, and then it'll be like wet versus dry, and it'll just be a girl in a white t-shirt in a shower, and it's like, the fuck's going on here?
Your YouTube, but like it's you, so like it also doesn't surprise me in this fucking slightest.
Oh my goodness!
What the fuck just happened?
I don't know.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining.
Oh, he's back. What the fuck did you do?
I hit the wrong tab.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Will's like, I need to go check out this YouTube shit now. Show over. Click. That is the end of the show, though.
I just put in wet versus dry into YouTube, and I got shop vac stuff, Matt, just to put you into perspective of the differences of our algorithms.
Yeah, two types of people: shop vacs and titties.
I mean, I also did just get a new show. Hold on here. I'm gonna share this.
Oh, there it is.
Copy link. Now in the thumbnail it's censored, but when you watch the video, it's not censored. Just
Riq and Juss are gonna be so confused when they see this.
Well, that's what they get for not being here. All right, like I love them.
I can almost guarantee
busy.
you, Riq is literally leaving or on his way to work right now.
Probably.
It is 1:30. Man's works at like 2 a.m.
I get it. Hey, I was out till 4 a.m. last night. I get it. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm gonna fuck up your entire YouTube algorithm. You're welcome.
I'm not watching it. Fuck you.
Come on, Katie. You know you're curious.
No.
Also, she has really weird shaped areolas, so like you should look just for that. But anyway.
So no.
Anyway. Katie, please tell everyone where they can find you and about all the stuff, and plug yourself for everyone.
Yeah, thanks. You can follow me on Twitter, KatieRasson13, the link to my about to get all things She Lead Showcase, twitch.tv/She Lead Showcase, and youtube.com/She Lead Showcase, typically Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, and yes, it will actually be on Thursday this week, I fucking promise. Patreon.com/She Lead Showcase, where Matt said earlier, $3 will get you a new podcast, non-wrestling, every month. The latest episode with, as they have dubbed themselves, the Yang Yang Twins. It wasn't me. They did it themselves. Juss and Jaylan. We talk all things music, and there will be a part 2 eventually once we all create more lists. And if you go to my Twitter, the She Lead Awards that we started last year and we're doing again this year, you can vote on things all She Lead. And December 28th, we will have our last show of the year, and we'll kind of talk about everything. And yeah. Those mushrooms.
Anyway, Will, honestly, I wasn't sure if like Will was nodding to everything you were saying or if he was watching the video I sent and his reactions were to that. But Will, where can they find everything Rivet City Radio and Botch Bots and Chair Shots?
First and foremost, as always, Mateo, thank you for allowing me to be the honorary use of Creation World. If you're interested in my shenanigans elsewhere, you can check my link tree at the Will Gray, and you'll find all things Podpods and Share Shots, Rivet City Radio, and Off the Top Media.
And as always, you guys can follow me on Twitter for your wrestling content at Matt Ridders, MATTRDDER, or for your horror content at Getting Off. I'm going to start doing more with that. Ask you guys, I had another idea for a show where it's wrestlers and horror movies combining the two. So I'm going to see if Twitter can help me out with compiling a bigger list of horror movies featuring wrestlers, real movies, not like weird, obscure D-list movies, but like actual movies, because I know there's some out there. So yeah, go check out at Getting Off on Twitter and everywhere else you want to find me, whether it is Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads. It is all at Smack and Raw, and that'll get you everything under the banner that is Matt Ritter, wrestling, horror, everything else. Thank you guys for joining us. This was a good episode. I had a good time. We had fun. We babbled a lot about shit that had nothing to do with the episode, but it was a good time. And
Every time.
I like the new format with Katie bringing us some horror news. So that will continue. For Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe and Chef by Trade and Mark by Choice, the Will Gray, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been your #1 horror podcast on Pornhub. All right, it's post-show pee time. I will be right back.
Okay. Talk amongst ourselves. I know the drill.
You know what's up.
I've done this once or twice. Maybe 3 times if I'm feeling crazy.
A handful of times, probably.
23 to be exact. if we're getting legit here. Oh, I can't get rid of that because he put it on there. Never mind. I was gonna get rid of the Travis video on the bottom, but I'm not allowed because he put it there.
Robert Kurtzman, by the way. I don't know why I completely forgot to bring that up. He was one of the dudes in Wishmaster. He also did stuff for Walking Dead, and he did stuff for like a shit ton of other horror movies. And I completely forgot to bring him up.
Don't you hate when you like have a point or like something you want to talk about, and then LOL, just kidding. Oh, never mind.
It was. I tried. I thought Bearing the X was good. That I watched it twice. Wishmaster, I watched it once and I struggled through it tonight. Like I said, over like 2.5 hours to get it down. After talking about it, I think part of the reason why I just wasn't into it was because I was so detached from it while I was watching. I thought I found Katie's South Park character, but I don't know if this is hers or not, and I don't want to show it and then it not be hers.
You can you like screenshot it and just send it to me?
Yeah, if I can find it again. They're not labeled, and that's the problem. We have a fucking 10 terabyte G drive, and there's just a ton
all
of
South Park characters.
Well, there's so much just assorted shit, like PNGs from every wrestler I've ever interviewed, like random show graphics, like everything. 3 years of botch spots and share shots. So it's just a matter of finding your random, SC14078.png. Like
what is Tommy's Twitter?
It's in my computer, says Al. I'm country low boy or something.
It's like country swag.
Okay, then it definitely isn't your South Park character if it's not in the drive.
His Twitter that I have is country swag 14. It's out in Allison's computer. It's not in the drive. She fell asleep. It's labeled as Katie.
All right. Why? I'm not at Al's computer.
I know. It's okay.
What?
I could walk around and join from that side.
She said text it to her. I don't know I don't know what she's referring to.
How am I going to do that?
I'm not in the drive. I fell asleep. It's labeled at Katie. Text it to me. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. However, Tommy has been asking for weeks to join us during the post show. So I thought I'd make that a possibility because I've been promising him and we've been busy. Shit has been happening. Not so much right now. So, Tommy, I sent you the invite. You can come join us if you want. Completely up to you. I've done my duty. I've done my due diligence. I've done my obligation to get Tommy in here. Yeah. Most of everything that like the rambling shit was either going to be pre or post show stuff that I actually wanted to talk to you guys about. But I also, because like we had to pivot last minute and I feel like 2 movies when we're used to doing like franchises wasn't a lot to cover. I wanted to hit an hour and a half. So I was like, I'm going to fill this hour and a half.
Oh, I mean, plus tangents. They happen. Yeah. Tangents and titties.
So Kate listens to the Shits and Gigs pod. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it.
I've heard of it, yeah.
So she was showing me an episode, I think it was from their Patreon, of like a bunch of random shit that they were like reacting to and talking about Tommy's on his way. And I'm listening to it and I looked at her and I'm like me and Katie or me and Will could easily do this and be as funny and entertaining. And a lot of it is just like the discussions that we have. Like it's a lot of our post show content is their main show content. One of them was a fucking question. What I had it earlier and I forgot what it was because it was something I think Will had brought up that reminded me of it. But they were asked a fucking question. They were asked a bunch of questions. Like one of them was, would you rather be part of a drive-by, not specifying what part, whether you're driving, whether you're in the car shooting, or whether you're the person getting shot at, or 5% of the time you left the house, you're robbed at gunpoint?
No.
I would rather be a part of one drive-by.
Yeah, the fuck?
See, now their whole thing was like they all assumed you're doing the shooting and blah blah blah, and they didn't know.
Oh no, I assumed I was gonna get shot.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. Where I'm kind of, but the best part is they got to the point in the discussion where somehow they got on like, you know, if this person's robbing you, do you know them at this point? Is this like a thing between you guys? And then eventually it evolved into like, would you suck a dick to save your own life?
Oh my God.
And the one guy's like, absolutely not. And his buddy's like, you're so full of shit. Like, what did you say to me? Like, there was a whole other episode where they're talking, and I guess he said if he was ever kidnapped by terrorists, do whatever you want to me, just don't kill me. And he's like, you can't say do whatever you want to me, just don't kill me, and then tell me you wouldn't suck a dick to save your own life, right? Because like whatever you want to me, that's wild. That's a lot of possibilities.
It's a lot.
And the dude that was giving his buddy shit, he's like, I'd let 4 dudes run a train on me to save my own life. And like, so there's the 2 main guys on the show, and then there are like 2 producers, right? And they're all just kind of on camera going around. And the debate was like, okay, how many dudes running a train on you is too many dudes running a train on you?
I feel like the answer is for most men, most heterosexual men, the answer is probably 2.
How many men are there on the planet?
1,576.
Doesn't matter.
Definitely
Still not
more than
enough.
Definitely more than that, Tom.
He said 1,000.
BRB.
Like that was like a huge number.
Hi, Tommy.
Hello, Matt.
Who got off?
That is now the post show. That is now the post show. Who got off?
I was like, when's the last time we even used that?
Well, it was an idea for a format that didn't quite work out. All right, so now
we're here.
Who got off is officially the post show.
I have no issues with it. Now I'm always gonna be in the mindset of, okay, I need to get wrestling news for my show and your show, and now I have to get horror news. 2 weeks worth of horror news.
You don't have to. It's just whatever there's horror news and you see it and you collect it and we've got it. We'll do it.
I
if you
follow
don't
a
have
lot
it,
of pages like disgusting film, bloody disgusting. Like I follow a lot of those, so I always see that shit on my Twitter, anyways. So I'll always find it. But now I'm not gonna send you guys a lot of it because I want it to be a surprise.
normally slash film and bloody disgusting are the two that I go to for my horror news. So
Yeah, I was using like all the things. I was like, fuck, I need something else because I only had the two. And I was like, oh yeah, Eli Roth. Thanksgiving too.
So Tommy, how many guys would you let fuck you to save your own life?
Just three.
Just three.
Just three.
Because so the justification was the guy's like, listen, obviously, some of the guys are going to be smaller than some of the other guys, and then he's like, and generally, the guy that goes first is probably going to be like confident, and a smaller guy is not going to be like, oh, I want to be in there first. So his thought was like, the first guy goes in, it's going to suck, but then after that, maybe guy 2 or 3 a little bit of a relief because they're smaller, and then that last guy might suck again. So that's why he's like 4. And his buddy, there was like someone threw out 11. He's like, oh no, I can't do 11. 11. I'd be dead after that. It was a whole thing. It was fucking hilarious. Me and Kate were dying laughing.
Not 11.
11 is a big number.
Will,
That's
Will, how many did you say?
I said everybody.
When you showed up and Will said how many men are in the world and you said 1,000, which is completely incorrect.
That's so wrong.
There's that many men in maybe like my town and probably more than that. Not the world. That was Will's question was how many men are in the world. That's how many he'd let run a train on him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's a
Will,
choice.
don't call me.
Also, Tommy, to be clear, it was me and my wife having the discussion about strippers getting hand jobs, and whether you become a stripper or not, you will never get a hand job from my wife. So
That's not what I was going for.
okay. No, not you either, Will. Not
Yeah,
for my
Will.
birthday. No.
Oh God, Al.
I saw you pointing though. Nice try.
That wasn't a question like I was going to say something. I was like, wait a second. What?
It was in the chat when we were talking about when I was plugging if you have to ask.
If you have to ask.
Tommy said, where was it? He goes, giving a stripper a hand job. I might have to become a stripper. And then the thinking emojis.
Oh,
Two
that makes
thinking
sense
emojis,
then.
to be exact.
Would you DJ your own set if you were a stripper?
Pour some sugar on me.
I think I would request my own songs.
Well, okay, so what are like some of your favorite songs to play for girls to dance to?
It really all depends on who it is, because not everybody dances the same thing. Not everybody likes the same stuff.
I'm not gonna. This is the most insightful I think I've heard Tommy talk about anything ever. So like,
Well,
do you know? Okay, so
The Muffin Man?
yes, the Muffin Man. Okay, so in the restaurant industry, I'm going to relate this to my, chef by trademark by choice. When I would go into the night, I could look at the books and I could roughly tell how my night was going to go based on how many reservations there were, how many servers I had on the floor, bartenders, barbacks, cooks, expos. Like I could usually see how the restaurant was going to run, all based off of that one run sheet, right? When you walk in and you see the list of girls that are going to be on the floor that night, can you generally like have an idea of how your night's going to go based on the names on the sheet? Are you like, God damn it, Nutmeg's here again?
Not Nutmeg.
yes, I can.
You can. You see your girl. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
now Nutmeg is not her stripper name. That's just the nickname
That's her government name.
That's her government name.
her real name's Meg. The nut is something else.
She's actually a horse.
So yeah, when you go in, what's up?
It really all depends on what day it is. Like Mondays and Tuesdays, I work day shift at one bar and go in for night shift at another bar. So on day shift, one bar, I usually run anywhere between 1 to 4 girls during day shift, and we're kind of slow. So I know my day is going to be kind of slow. So at night, Monday nights were a little slower because, well, it's Monday. and I could run anywhere between. I think the best Monday I've had was like 15, 16 girls on the floor at the same time. So there are certain girls that I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I wish you could hit by a bus.
Poor Evelyn.
and
No, fuck Evelyn.
She wasn't that bad.
Yeah, she was awful. Stop it.
So I base my night off of not who is there, but how many I have.
It's like usually how I base my night too.
So I look at my sheet, and let's say I have 20 girls. That's 200. That's 200 extra bucks in my pocket. I make $10 off of a girl automatically. So I consider a good night anywhere between, let's say, 14 and 25 girls. Like there's nights that I've ran 35, 40 girls. That's a good payday. But there are nights where I run 5 girls and I want to shoot myself. So
Here's a question for you. The girls generally, do you pick the songs, or do the girls generally come and request like, hey, I'd like to dance to this, or like you have a relationship with the girls, you kind of know what's best? Because like my thought is like, you're like, oh, Monday nights are slow, and I'm like, well, you could probably run like a Monday Night Raw promo where like you just make the girls dance to wrestling theme songs and
I've done that.
pick the girl. Like, you remind me of Chris Jericho, break the walls down.
I did that. Some chick reminded me of Batista, so I played Saliva.
I
So
feel like I Walk Alone is a weird song to strip to.
No.
Did she do the machine gun?
no, I did.
In the DJ booth?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
So with my job, I have if you're a DJ in a club, you have to have some sort of relationship with every chick that you come in contact that works there. Because if they don't like you, they're not going to tip you. You're not going to make extra money. So you got to make. It's more like a love-hate relationship with some of these girls. Some chicks are really cool to work with. Some I fucking hate working with. But what happens is, I'm DJing. You come in the club. You introduce yourself. Yada yada. Your name's Nutmeg or Daisy or whatever the fuck your name is. And you basically give me a general idea of what you like to listen to or what you think you'd be cool dancing to. So you give me that. Or you can give me some songs. And at the clubs we use Spotify. So I'll generate you a playlist. I will make you your own playlist with the songs you want and the songs that I can put in there that I think you'd be good dancing to. So half the time I go off the playlist that I generate, and that's for every fucking girl. So and the clubs nowadays, a lot of girls dance to the same shit. It's all your Chris Browns and your Rihannas and stuff like that. But it's all the same songs. Everybody's like, oh, I want this song and I want that song. No, bitch, you're gonna dance to whatever the fuck I play you. That's just how this works. I'm being serious. If I don't like you and you don't tip me out, I'm like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna play you, some Bloodhound Gang. The lap dance is so much better than the strippers crying. I don't care.
Tommy,
Now-
you won't do that tomorrow.
I've done that a billion times.
A couple things here. One, this feels like a very interesting episode of Inside the Mind of Just Saying, like Inside the Mind of a DJ club stripper. Also, something that you and Katie have in common is that Katie's mom is a DJ and you are a DJ, and Katie's helped her mom DJ. Have you ever at a wedding had your mom be like, no, I don't like this bride and groom, I'm just going to play whatever the fuck I want?
No. No, my mom, like, so she always, like, as like the wedding gift to whoever in our family gets married. Like when my cousin and his now wife got married last year, 2 years ago, I don't know if I remember now. Like that's her gift. Like for free, she'll DJ the wedding, and she's doing it for my sister, our cousin, everything. And so she like has a specific list of like, what are you walking down to? What are your bridesmaids? And then she'll ask people like, if you don't want this, we'll take it out. Like the money dance that nobody fucking does. So nobody ever wants to do that. Or like the anniversary dance. Yes.
What is such money dance? I may be interested.
It's not as fun as you think it is. So at a wedding, the money dance is basically where the bride and groom are on the dance floor, and you have your maid of honor, your best man, whomstever, standing with a. I've seen it done a lot of different ways. Some have like a platter of shots, and you pay like $5. You take a shot, and then you get to dance with the bride or the groom for like 30
I'm
seconds.
buying the whole platter.
Okay, calm down. But like, it's just like awkward and time consuming because like people are just lining up and it just takes a while and it's weird.
Could you imagine getting married to a woman and then having every guy at the wedding lining up to pay money for 30 seconds with your wife while you had to sit there and watch?
It's like a giant cook.
I mean but like it's just like weird. And no, like the last wedding I went to with my mom and I kind of helped. I was also just there. They did the money dance, but like my sister said, no, fuck that. Like I don't want to do that at my wedding, which fair because it's weird. But like the anniversary dance is something that a lot of weddings do, which if you don't know what that is, you get all the couples on the dance floor and you start just playing music, and then if you've been together for more than 5 years, stay on the dance floor, and like you go until like there's one couple left standing.
Yeah, we had that. One of our friends had that anniversary dance when we went to their wedding, and we were out after. I think we'd only been married like 2 or 3 years, so we were out pretty quick. Thank God.
Yeah. You're like, thank God.
I've never done this in any weddings, mine or otherwise.
I've DJ'd like 3 or 4 weddings, and I've never done any of this shit.
I mean, every DJ is different. Every wedding is different.
Facts.
Now, Tommy,
Like I said,
you all. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
No,
finish. I'm changing the subject, so please finish.
Go ahead, Katie.
What I was basing off that point, like I said, like my mom has a specific list of things she does, and talking to the bride and groom, if they don't want it, they get rid of it completely, and they just build around the stuff they have.
I mean, that's how that should goes.
Yeah, so like not everyone wants an anniversary dance or like their last dance song or like shit like that. Like everyone's different.
That's fair. So I got 2 things for you, Tommy. One, when you were doing like your Monday night playlist, was there a girl that you really liked and you played Shane McMahon's theme song for so that she like made a shit ton of money? Like I feel like that and Money in the Bank, Make It Rain, like that. Those are good songs to play. You know. Here comes the money.
Never played the
Here we
Shane
go.
O'Mac. Never played the Shane O'Mac.
Look, now you have something to do. Second question for you, Tommy. You said that you have to have relationships with all of the girls you work with, and you know it can vary from shift to shift, club to club. How many girls are there? So let's say, rough estimate right now, currently, you have to have some sort of relationship with roughly 70 to 100 strippers.
Okay.
Does that make dating hard for you? Is dating hard when you have to be like, I have a relationship with 100 different girls that I see naked?
It's not even that. It's the whole dating scene is hard because once they find out I work at a strip club, they're like, oh, well, you know, this has been fun. Let's and then they ghost me. Like, all right, bitch, I didn't want to talk to you either. It's just.
Side note, maybe calling them bitch might help in the whole dating thing. Maybe don't do that.
The other day,
that.
I've got
Advice
a funny
from the
story.
internet.
This actually involves Tommy and a stripper. The other day, we were talking to him. Me and Bo were hanging out in the session. We were getting high. Same thing as always. Tommy's there. And he doesn't tell me that the strippers around him can hear me. And I'm like, yo, they're telling bitches to show me some titties. And one of them goes, I'm not a bitch. But you know what? saw some titties, by God.
I'm gonna
And
say
Tommy-
what happened. What happened?
She walked around the corner and said, boom, flashed us right then and there. But she made it a point to be like, I'm not a fucking bitch. And I was like, okay.
Well, yeah,
Where
you
the
never
fuck
you
was
never
I for
call a woman a
this?
bitch. I
That was
don't
the
know.
first time it's ever happened where I was just like, tell that bitch to show me some titties. And she was like, I'm not a fucking bitch. But she still,
So I
yeah.
turned around. I was like, "Hey, can you show them your titties?" She's like, "Yeah, no problem."
I need to be here next time this happens.
This is when you're doing normal people work.
I'm allowed to
Yeah, this is
look.
when you're at your actual job.
100% allowed to look. I mean, if we're not on air, figure it out. So there's that.
Okay, I'm gonna drop everything I'm doing. I'm gonna make sure I call you.
Appreciate
You
it.
just start FaceTiming Matt every time there's titties around.
I'm sitting there with my wife and my daughter. I answer the phone. It's Tommy, and then just some topless stripper. My wife divorces me, and that'll be good.
It's
Yeah.
2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. You're watching.
I was gonna say,
fucking
how
Bob
do
the
I
Builder or
how do I
something.
explain to Kate that this naked stripper calling me is not really a naked stripper calling me? It's my friend in Florida who's a DJ at a strip club, making a wish come true.
Hi, my name is
Tommy's
Tommy.
name in
I'm a
my-
DJ. I'm a DJ, strip club DJ from Florida. Just trying to make my buddy's wish come
She'll
true.
Yeah.
never let me talk to you again.
No,
Yeah.
she wouldn't let you be on the internet anymore.
I mean, she doesn't. She's cool with me going to strip clubs. I've been going. I mean, we had that whole discussion. You guys heard it.
Oh, I did. I also
The strip
knew that
clubs.
story before that.
True. You know all my stories at this point. But so
pandemic was a time.
I lived in an area of Illinois that was very close to the Iowa border. And just over the border in Davenport, Iowa, they had a plethora of strip clubs that were BYOB. So
Bring your own
21 years
booties.
old.
Sounds
I
like
was-
a Peoria.
Not Peoria, no.
Yeah, that one.
No, this is Davenport, Iowa. So we would get a case of beer. We'd go to the strip club. I was making good money. I was single. I was still living at my parents' house, so I didn't really have any bills. So like, I just had money to spend. So we go there. We'd get a case of beer, spend all Saturday night there, and then when you get a lap dance, you were allowed to touch the strippers. Most of my strip club experiences were at places like this. I just assumed it was a thing, and I assumed everyone knew that. So I'd gone to a strip club, and I was talking to Kate, and I forget what we were talking about, and I mentioned to her something about grabbing a stripper's tits and like how they'll like come to the edge of the stage and they'll rub their boobs in your face, this and that. And I had just been to a strip club, and we were dating at that point, and she was not aware of these things. And was very upset with me when she found out that while we were together, I was touching strippers' boobs and having them put their boobs in my face and things like that. And then there was a whole thing. But then after that, we had I don't care if you go. I don't care if you look. I just don't want you touching the girls. Whereas I'm the opposite. I'm like, listen, if you want to go to a male strip club and you want to touch a dick, you can touch a dick. Now, touching a dick and jerking a dick off are different things. All right. Like,
Can confirm.
grabbing a titty and sitting there tweaking a girl's nipples are completely different. Like, it's different. It's not the same
Wait,
thing.
really?
So, yes, Tommy.
I'm just fucking with you.
And Matt was
So.
about to be like, all right, I'm ending this. Everyone get the fuck out.
But anyway, yeah.
I still want to know if Katie wants to go to Disney.
What? I mean, eventually I'd like to go to Disney.
Listen, I'm not. Listen, all I'm saying is if you and Tommy go to Disney and you have a terrible time, at the very worst, after Disney's over, there's a lot of attractive half and fully naked girls he can introduce you to if things don't work out. That's all I'm saying.
I got you. It's a win-win, okay?
Disney and titties. Like, I couldn't think of a better trip.
I mean, I do like both things.
Also true.
I do like Disney and titties.
And
I
it's
like
in Florida,
titties.
so Universal's there, which means Harry Potter's right next door.
Look, we don't even have to go to Disney. We just go to Harry Potter World and then go to the strip
like-
club after.
But I want to go to Disney.
All right,
I've never
fine.
been.
Fuck, I can't win here.
No.
You
I
didn't ask her in Spanish. Maybe that's the problem.
yeah.
Hold on. Be right back.
So,
Hold on.
hold on. Let me
Right
let me
back.
find my. He's like, let me go ask Google real quick. ¿Cómo se dice? Insert entire sentence here because I don't know it off the top of my head.
This is my new favorite thing.
You're the absolute worst. Somebody come get her. She's dancing. It's been stuck in my head.
There was, I forget what the fuck it was, but there was a song or something that Kate saw on TikTok where it was the beat to that song, but it was lyrics to a different song. And she would sing it. It would drive me nuts. It was just.
I'm trying to think of like if I've heard something like that before. I might have. It's just nothing's coming to mind.
So while this wasn't our first choice, you guys, to some extent or another, enjoyed the movies, and the show was good, right?
Yeah, no, it was still still fine. It
Yeah.
was still a great time. I just think once
Hola.
Ola.
Vamos a Disney.
A bit of a panic attack.
I feel like you just like go to Disney. Like I don't feel like he asked you if you want to go to Disney.
He said, hello, we go to Disney.
Yeah. He said, "Vamos a Disney."
I
Like,
love
Tommy,
when
if
people
you
learn
can
to
still
speak
hear
the
me,
language because everything
you
is
have
in
to
present
phrase it like a
tense.
question. Like
Oh,
¿Tú
fuck.
quieres
Vamos.
voy a
I
Disney?
don't know what happened there.
Vamos a Disney.
Y
Like,
vamos
you gotta have to at least phrase it as a question. That was
Stockholm syndrome.
that was threatening, bro. Like
Stop.
Vamos a Disney.
You got all close to the camera too. I got
In your
scared.
fucking Brock
wasn't
Lesnar
me.
hat and shit. Cowboy Tommy over here.
Oh, he said it wasn't him.
Oh, do you have your own rack,
Oh,
His name is Hector.
really?
Hector?
His name is Hector.
Oh,
What the fuck, Tommy?
what
What?
in the hell? What in actual tarnation is happening here?
Come on, you guys don't have a. Well, I know Matt does. You guys don't have like hold on, I'm dying. You
Goddamn
guys
kid.
don't have like an alter ego.
No,
Yeah.
I just have multiple personalities inside my head that all talk at once.
Same thing.
I've been known to put on a luchador mask and a Wednesday Addams dress.
We have witnessed it. See, yeah.
Facts.
Look, Matt's
No,
got
I
the,
just-
Matt's got the rack. I got Hector.
It's been a while since a rack has shown up.
You know, Kevin Owens did say if you say someone's name 3 times, he shows up.
Yeah, but he also said he'd punch both of you in the face.
Also true.
All right, well said.
I don't know the last show they made an appearance on.
Well, so the rack was showing up semi-regularly, but then like the demand for the rack got to be a little. I got a little self-conscious that I wasn't good enough that because everyone just wanted the rack on all the time, so I had to put him on the back burner. You know, he had to go on the shelf for a little bit and let Matt be Matt because motherfuckers.
Baby in the corner.
I'm not gonna name names, Hector, but motherfuckers were just in the chat disrupting my show, begging for the rack to come out as if I'm not entertaining enough without the glasses.
Whoa, hey, Hector's not even here. Don't you bring that motherfucker in here.
Hector.
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 right,
You
stop
have
it.
to say his name 3 times with a Spanish accent to get him to come out.
Hector. Yeah, because it's fun.
Oh man.
Get off my desk.
Hola. Donde está Hector?
Hola. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
I don't have one of those.
You don't have a library?
Nope.
Did you think a biblioteca was a Bible?
No, I knew what it was.
Okay. I just wanted
Look,
to
I
check.
took Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. Just because I didn't pay attention don't mean shit.
I don't even remember the question, but you said Asia to some shit. So, like,
I will tell you guys this. My favorite false cognate in the Spanish language is the word embarazado. That does not mean embarrassed. That, in fact, means pregnant. So I have told many women that when they ask, how do I say I'm embarrassed? And you say, muy embarazado. That's
Very
like,
pregnant.
very pregnant.
Why did...
Whoops.
we went to this light show thing, right? And we were leaving, and they, like, at the entrance, they had a flag that said entrance, but it was like waving. It was kind of hard to read. And Kate's like, I don't know why, but I read that and I thought it said entranco. And I'm like, that's not how you say entrance in Spanish.
Entronco. It's the Wish version of Encanto.
We don't talk about Entracto.
I've been doing that with Benji, and then we have a relative that my parents keep talking about. And every time they talk about her, I just start singing, we don't talk about Bruno.
I found a punk version of that song. It's pretty cool.
You get anyone to dance to it yet?
Yes. The Day Shift Girl.
Oh,
that one girl on Monday is dancing.
That
We
one-
don't talk about Bruno and Shane McMahon's theme song.
That she dances to that one that I found
Listen.
a punk version too, and the song from Moana. There's a punk
Well,
version
tell me honestly, you and I sit down at a strip club, a girl comes out, and all of a sudden you just hear that dime drop in the "Here comes the money." Tell me you're not pulling out stacks of money.
I would immediately go to the stage and watch her dance to that song.
Exactly.
Tell me you're not doing the Shane O'Mac shuffle all the way to the stage.
He's on
If
stage
you can find a
doing
girl
the
that
shuffle.
knows that and does that to the stage, because like that's my thing. Is like you need to coordinate. Like you need to get a group text, right, Katie? You need to coordinate these girls, teach them the entrances, like turn the lights down, have the countdown going. Lights come up, girls in Jericho stance, break the walls down, and
Should
then
do
she
like
can
a-
get into her dance.
So we do this thing called Showtime, right? Which is like, say if we have a bunch of people in there, I call all the entertainers on stage at the same time. They dance to 1 or 2 songs and they get out. But sometimes I'll call them one by one. So what if I did like a Royal Rumble thing, had
Royal
like
Rumble?
like a countdown fucking bullshit, and just have first 1-on-1.
All I'm saying is I'm envisioning a girl in a pair of panties and a open sequins short sleeve with a fucking top pony standing there and like I said with a thong and everything in the Jericho pose as the lights come up and Break the Walls Down is playing, and I am spending all my goddamn money. All
You
of it. Nobody's getting Christmas presents this year.
You throw your wallet at her. The whole wallet.
Right in the forehead. Seriously, like if you can find a girl to do that, Tommy, I would drop some. Like I would be marking the fuck out. Like this would be my favorite stripper. We're getting the lap dances. I'm just saying.
So here's my thing. So if I did it and I sent it to you, are you going to come to Florida?
Are you
I'll be
asking
there in
me or
less than a
her?
month.
You.
Me? I'll come to Florida. I can't guarantee if I come to Florida, my wife will let me go hang out with you, but I'll come to Florida.
What about Hector? Can you go hang out with Hector?
I can
hell
ask her.
no.
I'm like, hey, listen, the Rack has this new friend Hector that he needs to go meet.
That's not how I would start that conversation.
No, you should definitely not start the conversation like that. Kate's immediately like, hell no. Terrible.
I can tell you this. If I told her that I was going to go to Florida, but it was the rack going to Florida, she would let me go on my own. So there's that. She wouldn't come with.
All
Yeah,
right.
Shrek is a
Yeah,
menace.
I don't want anything to do with whatever the fuck's about to happen.
I am not dealing with you at Disney doing that fucking voice the entire time we're there. Not happening.
Look, Will has to deal with it at the end of the month, so I don't care.
The rack at Disney?
No.
Oh.
Heck
No, I was saying that's what my wife would say
Oh.
to me. Tommy.
No, me and Tommy are going to a strip club in Jacksonville
Nice.
at the end of this month.
I want to go. Fuck.
Well, just
Me,
say the
Tommy,
Rack's gotta go
Jax,
meet
and
Hector.
Al are going to go to a strip club in Jacksonville
I'll probably be
because
working.
Allison's never been to one.
Well, hopefully your first strip club experience is better than my wife's first strip club experience because she had never been to one and I did a terrible job. So
You tried your best.
now, if I could get like me and Kate to come to Florida and I could be like, hey, I got a buddy who DJs at a strip club. This place is cool. And I could bring my wife with me to the strip club and Tommy could be like, vouch for me. That I might, but then I have to still find someone in Florida to babysit my daughter. So,
Mama Jax.
yeah, you talk to Kate about that one.
I'll come down to Florida. I'll babysit Zoe.
This
Whoa,
is
whoa,
Uncle
whoa, whoa.
Will.
You're not coming?
What?
You're not going to the club with us?
Well, someone has to take care of Zoe. She's
Yeah,
met
sure.
me. We're homies.
I just had the conversation
She
with
let
Dad
me
Hat's.
hold her.
True. I just had the conversation with Dad Hat's kids where I told them, I'm Uncle Will. I'm the one that teaches you bad words when your parents aren't around.
Whoa.
Tommy is a ghost. It's a ghost.
That was Hector.
That was Hector.
Oh, Jesus. That'd be terrifying.
All right. Nobody.
What?
End the goddamn stream.
Thank you guys for watching. We love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Bye.